high-quality products, superior customer service, and a fast turnaround. We offer both commercial and residential roofing, including a standing seam panel in a variety of colors with a 40-year paint warranty. A metal roof can add value to your home and is energy efficient. Call Majestic Metals at 225-675-3800 and talk to our knowledgeable sales staff for all your commercial and residential needs. Visit us on the web at majesticmetalsinc.com.
After 43 years, the owners of Hannon Jewelers are retiring and liquidating their entire multi-million-dollar collection of fine diamonds and designer jewelry to the public at up to 50 to 70% off. Everything must go. Hannon Jewelers have never discounted their fine jewelry at these levels before. Don't miss these incredible discounts for yourself or a gift for a loved one just in time for the holidays. Hannon Jewelers Retirement Liquidation Sale at 8430 Bluebonnet Boulevard.
Make LeBear's Baton Rouge your game day headquarters this season. Watch all the games on their giant screen TVs, tackle the area's best game day food and beverages with all your friends, and get in all the hockey and football action this winter with Penn Play and ESPN Bet, Penn's online sportsbook, now live in Louisiana. Score big this season at LeBear's Baton Rouge, however you want to play. Must be 21 years or older. Gambling problem? Call 1-800-522-4700 for help.
This is Will Campbell with the Tigers. Louisiana National Bank is committing to making every interaction with its customers an experience that's more exceptional than any you've ever encountered. If you're looking for a teammate to help you achieve your financial dreams, come see one of the Louisiana National Bank's uncommon bankers. Equal housing lender. Member FDIC.
Why do billion-dollar insurance companies regularly delay and deny valid claims? Because that's how they got to be billion-dollar insurance companies. If you've been injured, I'd like to help.
Spencer Callahan is the one to see. Call 387-2323.
LA filing number 16-7969.
WNXX Jackson, KNXX Donaldsonville, and WDGL HD2 Baton Rouge. This hour brought to you by Spencer Callahan Injury Lawyers. LA 21-12681. Offices in Baton Rouge.
Good morning. It's 7 a.m. here on Thursday, December 12th. Today in Baton Rouge, you can expect mostly sunny skies with a high of 59 in hour one of today's show. We'll talk about LSU quarterback Garrett Nussmeier making his decision for the future. North Carolina has a new head football coach as well. You can follow us on Twitter or Instagram at OTB_ESPN and watch us on YouTube at the 104.5 ESPN channel. Hour number one of Off the Bench, live from the Mercedes-Benz of Baton Rouge studios, starts now.
Santa's Little Helpers, Jacob Hester and T-Bob Baybear are taking over Off the Bench, presented by All-Star Toyota. Tune in for some naughty and nice sports talk this Christmas season. Live from the Mercedes-Benz of Baton Rouge studio, here's Jacob Hester and T-Bob Baybear.
Yo, and welcome in to OTB 104.5 ESPN Baton Rouge. Jake Alondra and Tay here with you. I don't know when T-Bob's going to be here. Just found out kind of when you did that he's not going to be here for the first segment. So we'll see when T-Bob gets here. Like Tay said, we certainly still have a lot of news to get to. But before we get there, how's everybody doing this morning?
Doing well. I also didn't know T-Bob wasn't going to be here until Tay told me this morning. So
60 seconds ago.
Yeah. Shout out T-Bob.
Yeah. Purple Party Dad went a little too hard. I'm just kidding. I don't know.
No, I don't know.
I know. I did see him. Right. I did see him dressed up last night though in his costume.
Yeah.
So he's feeling himself a little bit.
Yeah. It's not what I thought the outfit was going to be. I don't know why I imagine, like when you say Purple Party Dad, I'm thinking like full bodysuit.
Did you imagine like Grimace from McDonald's?
Yeah, I actually really did. Like full bodysuit of like him just wearing like a purple tight.
Okay. It was more Willy Wonka.
Yeah. Yeah, it was.
Big Willy Wonka vibes.
Yeah.
Tay, how we doing?
We're doing good. Apparently, I'm the only one that T-Bob told. So who would have thought that out of the three of us, I would have been in the loop with T-Bob? I would have thought I would have been last. But no, so he told me, we'll just go ahead and lay out the whole show. He said, hey, I'm going to be here either second or third segment. Jake, you're leaving at like around 8:30ish, right, to go catch a plane.
Army Navy.
T-Bob's like, well, I'll be here, but then I'm probably leaving at like 9:15, but that's okay, Taylor. You can handle the last couple segments, right? And then he just was kind of leaving, and I was like, Yeah, I guess so. So that's our show for today.
The Bayou Ford YouTube chat is telling us that he's on the news right now. So should we put it on WBRZ?
Wait, he's on the he's on the news probably for the Nutcracker. Yeah. Oh, okay. As long as he's not on the news for doing something after the Nutcracker.
Right. Right.
That's okay. Okay.
That would be worse if he was on after.
Again, like I don't care. None of us care, but we just didn't know.
Right.
Had no idea.
We could have had it on.
I know.
We could have tuned into him,
Yes.
and he didn't tell us.
It's all right. Bob has a lot of skills.
Yeah.
The least of which is communication.
Right.
Probably the worst communicator I've ever been around in my adult life.
Which we work in communications, so it's kind of.
To be fair to him, though, he didn't get his degree in communications.
That is fair.
He got it in general studies.
General studies, I mean.
That's why he's a bad communicator.
That's why he's a bad communicator. He did not go to school for it. It's okay. We'll communicate until he gets here. And again, we don't know when that is. But Tay did kind of lay out the biggest news that we're going to get to here today. Garrett Nussmeier coming back as the LSU quarterback. And some people assumed, we believed maybe he would, but you look at the draft boards and he's pretty high on a lot of people's lists. So we'll react to it, but here's the video that Garrett Nussmeier put out yesterday telling everyone he was coming back for another year.
Proverbs 30 verse 5 says that every word of God is flawless, and he's a shield to those who take refuge in him. He has blessed me with an amazing family, circle of support, and the ability to allow me to live out my dream. The fact that I am even in a position to make this type of announcement is truly a testament to his true glory and love. Philippians 4:13 says that I can do all things through Christ who strengthens me. When you put your mind, body, and soul into him, the sky's the limit for anyone. No dream is impossible with him on your side. Proverbs 16:9 says that the heart of a man plans his way, but the Lord establishes his steps. Since a young kid, all I have ever wanted was to grow up and play in the NFL. God brought me to LSU for a reason. I had to observe and trust in his timing and his plan for me time and time again. I stayed at LSU because of that reason. And again, I feel like my time at LSU is not over. I am officially announcing that I am returning for my final year of eligibility, and I am fully committed to bringing this university a championship. My teammates, coaches, and the fans will get the absolute best out of me every single day until we complete that goal. Go Tigers.
We're taking receipts, and we'll see you at the national championship.
Garrett Nussmeier to the end zone. Touchdown!
Shuffle pass. Xavier Thomas. House call. Nussmeier hands it off. Good seam to the left. Got around the corner. Well, touchdown. Not a touchdown to Trey Green.
Slings it downfield. One-on-one, looking for the ball. Chris Hilton makes the grab.
Kyle Parker. Touchdown, Fighting Tigers.
All right, and there it is. Again, Garrett Nussmeier coming back for his last year of eligibility here at LSU. And there's a lot of people that, have a lot to say about it. A lot of positive stuff. And if you're in the negative camp, well, I'll sit down and I'll watch football with you any day of the week. And we can have a conversation on why this is a massive deal for LSU. Garrett Nussmeier threw for the 6th most yards in the country a year ago, 26 touchdowns. I know the 11 interceptions. When you look at some of those, obviously, some are things that Garrett has to have back, and some were just dictated by the way the game was going, lack of run game, some of those situations. But this is a massive deal. There's no way that you can be an LSU football fan and not be excited about Garrett Nussmeier coming back for another year. You don't now have to panic and go into the portal and try to find somebody you think might help you. Garrett Nussmeier can help you, right? You look at in the SEC, he was 2nd in passing yards, right? You're getting big-time production coming back. You're looking at a quarterback that had a 140 quarterback rating. You're looking at somebody that was in his first year as a starter. And I know it's a thing that we all do, but when you look at other guys, even Heisman Trophy winners here in Baton Rouge, their first year, it didn't look as good as Garrett Nussmeier's first year. Allow him the chance to go through those first-year growing pains. They weren't real painful. He had a lot of great moments, actually, his first year starting at LSU. And so I'm fired up about this. I think it's a big deal. I think it puts LSU in a completely different situation than if he would have gone to the NFL draft, where guys like Mel Kiper Jr. had him as the 4th overall quarterback in this draft. And so I think he's even passed up some guys talking to different people that I know throughout the NFL, he's passed up guys like Carson Beck. There's a lot of people that like him better than Quinn Ewers. So he was going to have an opportunity to maybe even go down to Mobile and play himself into, who knows, right? Second round, into the first round quarterback. So he had a decision to make here. He makes the decision to come back to LSU. And Tay, I know you've got some thoughts on Garrett Nussmeier coming back as well.
I'm glad you pointed it out, Jake, that look at the two. Look, anytime you follow two Heisman winners, it's very hard, right? And it's human nature for us to say, oh, well, look how big of a step down he is from Joe Burrow. Look how big of a step down he is from Jaden Daniels. Jake, you look at his first-year numbers, and I'm not saying he's better than Daniels and Burrow. They're the two best players to ever play at this university, obviously. His numbers are better, though. I mean, across the board, completion percentage, yards, touchdowns, they're all better. I mean, sure, Jaden had 11 rushing touchdowns his first year. That's an element he added that nobody else could. But there were so many people after that South Carolina game say, look how bad he struggled. He threw this interception, and if the block in the back penalty wasn't called, South Carolina loses that game. Burrow and Daniels never would have done that. Burrow was pretty average in the SEC his first year. Jaden Daniels' first SEC road game was against Auburn. He was 8 for 20 for 80 yards. Being a first-year starting quarterback in the SEC is very hard. And then now that Nussmeier is coming back, Jake, can I interest you in Fernando Mendoza? You want him as the starting quarterback next year?
Yeah, from Cal.
Malik Murphy, Miller Moss, Jackson Arnold, Caden Salter. That's probably one of those guys you were going to go get if Garrett Nussmeier doesn't come back. I've read so many negative comments of people being like, great, I wonder how many games he's going to lose this year. Find me a kid on LSU's roster or in the transfer portal that is better than Garrett Nussmeier. You're not going to do it. I mean, this is huge. This is the biggest offseason news we're going to get.
Yeah, you look at the quarterbacks that were ahead of him in passing yards. I mean, you're talking about Jackson Dart, Shedeur Sanders, Cam Ward, Kyle McCord. So you're talking about, really, really good quarterbacks. I mean, you got a Heisman finalist in there. Shedeur Sanders and Cam Ward probably 1-2 as far as quarterbacks off the board in this upcoming NFL draft. And so, no, this is massive news. And when I see the negative stuff, it really is, and I'm going to sound like such an old man, it usually is from, younger LSU fans that only know, or not only know, but they know, well, Joe Burrow and Jaden Daniels. Like, look, I mean, you're talking about two top 5 quarterback seasons maybe ever. I mean, according to QBR, they are both top 5 quarterback seasons ever. Joe's is probably number 1. Jaden's isn't far off of it. And you can have the debate and where those fall. But it wasn't in their first year. It's what we keep going back to. There's going to be some real growth for Garrett Nussmeier. Now, I know some people inside the Bayou 4 chat also talking about the lack of running ability. A lot of people have given themselves over to only being able to win with a dual threat quarterback. He's not going to ever be what we saw with Jaden Daniels, where against a team like Florida, he can pull it down and go 75 yards. It's never going to be that. But that's okay. Can he give you what Matt Flynn gave you in 2007? Can he give you the times that Joe did in 2019? Can he get close to that? Because there was times with their legs that they were out there and they won games for you. Maybe it was off one scramble. Maybe it was off one time they stepped up in the pocket. He does need to, improve in that area. There was times where you would like to see him maybe tuck it and run. He started to do it a little bit at the end of the year, but you can win a championship without a dual threat quarterback. Does it look different? Absolutely, it does. You got to get if you're not going to have the dual threat quarterback, you got to get the run game more consistent. We saw flashes, but not nearly enough. You've got a talented running back room. As far as talent, I mean, you could stack it up with whoever you want to. I mean, you've got Caden Durham coming back, who's a freshman All-American, and you've got true bona fide 5-star running backs that are coming in as well. And we'll see what happens with Caleb Jackson. Can you get the offensive line on the same page? Can you figure out the running game philosophy that you want to go out there and be more successful with? A lot of north-south this year. Didn't have a lot of success when you went north-south. You did when you went east and west. You might not like that, but that's where you were better at. Can you play to your strengths better in the run game? You got to go get some tight ends. You got to go get some blocking tight ends. You got to go get a Y. And we talk about Ys and Fs all the time here, right? A Y is a little bit more athletic of a tackle. We like to call those a yackle, all right? You need one of those. You need some Fs. Fs is your modern day tight end. Your Travis Kelce's, Antonio Gates, from years ago. Like, those are Fs. They line up in the slot. Sure, they can do some Y-like things, but they're never going to be confused for a Y. Mason Taylor kind of fell into that category here. You got to go get like 2 or 3 tight ends, and you got to go get one that's a mauler in the run game. So there's things that you still have to work on. It is not all sunshine and rainbows here. But getting Garrett Nussmeier back is massive for LSU if they have any hopes of going to play for an SEC championship and trying to get into the college football playoffs. So big news for LSU. Certainly we'll react to it throughout the show, get T-Bob's thoughts whenever or if he does decide to come today. I don't know. He's big time and he's on the news. So we'll see if we can get him to come back to little old OTB here. We will take a break. Again, there's a lot of news across college football, including maybe the greatest football coach of all time is joining us here in the college football circus. We'll update you on that story as well when we come back here on OTB.
Off the bench.
All right, go to All-Star Toyota, BatonRouge.com, All-Star Toyota, BatonRouge.com. Buying new, leasing, or renting, everything is available. You're not going to find that anywhere else. Sure, if you're buying new, they're going to have everything available. If you're leasing, maybe they have multiple options. Chances are they got 2 or 3. Well, everything's available over at All-Star and in the rental department. I know you're not going to find that anywhere else. If they sell it new, they offer it in the rental department. So if you've got a trip coming up for Christmas, for the holiday season, if you've got a trip to the Texas Bowl, you want to go watch LSU and Baylor in Houston, right? You need something a little bit bigger. Maybe you got presents in the back of the car and your current vehicle's not big enough. Well, go rent something like the Sienna or Sequoia. Or maybe you want something better on gas mileage. Maybe you want a hybrid. Maybe you want a sedan. Whatever the case might be, it's all available. Call Miss Lisa Sessions today in the rental department. Go to All-Star Toyota of BatonRouge.com.
Bayou Chrysler Dodge Jeep Ram can get you in a new 2025 Ram 1500 truck with $15,000 off MSRP. $15,000 off the newly designed Ram 1500 truck. All new Bayou Automotive vehicles come with a complimentary 7-year powertrain warranty. The crew at Bayou Automotive is going to do right by you.
At Ochsner, we know healing is a team sport. That's why we've partnered with world-renowned orthopedic surgeon Dr. James Andrews to create the Ochsner Andrews Orthopedics and Sports Medicine Institute. Whether you're a professional athlete or a weekend warrior, our team of specialists are dedicated to getting you back in the game. So whatever your reasons are for reaching your personal best, we've only got one. You. Ochsner Andrews Institute. Long live you.
Gulf Coast Bank & Trust is giving our customers the power to bank anywhere, anytime during this challenging event. And we're right there with you. Our mobile banking app is a smart way to manage your money and time. Gulf Coast Bank & Trust, the bank that cares about you.
Gulf Coast Office Products is a nationally recognized Savin office equipment dealer based right here in Louisiana. Over 100 employees strong, Gulf Coast has the boots on the ground to support all vertical markets, from education, engineering, legal, and finance. With the latest in office technology, from desktop to production segment units, Gulf Coast and Savin have the perfect fit for you. Call 225-756-2644. That's 756-2644 for Gulf Coast Office Products.
I've been doing business with Luba for 25 years. They're dependable, trustworthy. It's just the attention to detail with our clients.
Our folks have years and years of experience. They're highly trained professionals. But many companies have that asset. What I'd like to think makes Luba a bit different is that we use those talents in a way that truly is dedicated to serving the needs of the folks who depend on us.
Change
Dylan Cruz here to tell you about Six Rings Baseball and Softball Camp. If you live on the North Shore and play ball, go to Six Rings Camps with former LSU assistant coach Dan Canaveri. His knowledge is second to none, and your child will improve and have fun doing it. Camps were held at Coquille Park and Six Rings Academy in Covington with 4 sessions over the summer. Full day and morning only sessions are available from ages 7 to 13. Go to sixringsbaseball.com or call 9.
Santa baby slipped around.
Welcome back to the best morning sports show around. Sorta. It's Off the Bench with Hester and T-Bob.
I've been an awful good guy, Santa buddy, and hurried down the chimney tonight.
All right, welcome back in. OTB 104.5 ESPN Baton Rouge.
Y'all enjoy this music while I go get T-Bob real quick.
Okay. Hey, look, you don't have to tempt me with a good time. I've seen Bublé in concert like 4 times, so I can certainly enjoy some Christmas Bublé. Tay, when I'm sitting here, I'm looking at the college football playoff quarterbacks and how many are dual threat, because that's become a conversation inside the Bayou Ford chat. I mean, you've got a mixture of both.
I'm glad you brought this up. I had pulled up the bracket right when you were talking about that earlier.
I mean, Cade Klubnik can run some, but he's not a runner. Quinn Ewer's not a runner. Nico's not really a runner. Will Howard's a runner. I'll give him that.
Will Howard can run.
Jennings at SMU's a runner. Drew Aller can run, but he's
not really known.
It's not known for his running ability. Curtis Rourke, not a runner. Riley Leonard, certainly a runner.
Yep.
Georgia, we'll see. I mean, Gunners.
Beck or Stockton. I mean, neither of them's.
They can be effective if a play breaks down. Yeah. A la what we were talking about earlier with Flynn and Joe in those championship seasons. Boise State, nope. Dylan Gabriel if he needs to, but not the thing he specializes in. Then Arizona State, you've got Levitt, who's athletic but not a dual threat.
He's not looking to take off and run. He certainly can. He reminds me a lot of you're talking about with Klubnik. Can take off and run, can be effective. He's not really looking to do that, though.
Yes. Oh, no microphone for chair, Purple Party Dad. Well, we didn't know when you're going to be here, so. I thought Taylor was really about to answer to the clap of putting the microphone on. T-Bob's here. What's up, man? I didn't know you were going to be. I know. I'm setting it up. I didn't know you're going to be missing today, but I heard you were on the news just minutes ago.
Yes. Can you hear me? Can you hear me?
Okay, yes.
That is correct. It was media day for The Nutcracker, A Tale on the Bayou, an original production right here in Baton Rouge for over 30 years. And, of course, the talk of the town is myself reprising my role as the Purple Party Dad. And as you can see, I've even come in costume for today's show. Yes. Very excited. Seriously, guys, very excited. It's going to be awesome. Going down this weekend. Okay, we just did, we had tech rehearsals last night. We just did our media hits. The dolls are great. Claire's great. Everybody was great. After the show, at the end of the show, I got to leave early. Taylor's going to take over. Jake's flying out. I got to go back. We're doing there's one of the dress rehearsals is a school performance. So we're going to go perform for a bunch of students and whatnot. So, but I accidentally left everything in the dressing room. So I have no computer, no nothing. I have a phone. But how about Bill Belichick at UNC, huh? Old Billy B back.
T-Bob's so out of breath.
Crazy.
Look,
shut up, Elijah. The stairs, okay?
I know,
the stairs
are costume.
They're brutal. No, I know.
love the outfit. You look great. This is the dapperest I've ever seen you look.
Yes, of course, yes.
I'm disappointed in the costume, and I'm going to tell you why.
Why is that?
I wanted purple tights, velvet purple shirt with a purple hat. I mean,
Look at this vest, Taylor. It
No,
doesn't
it's
get
great.
much
I
more
wanted,
purple than that.
I wanted purple head to toe.
Look at this. Need to fix my hair a bit. Actually tuck that in. Don't want any shirt leaking out there. That's not a good look, is it?
No.
Mm-hmm.
Is that tailored just for you?
Yeah, how did
you know?
Ish.
Yes, fitted. Fitted might be more appropriate. I got some suspenders on under here to help hold the pants up. Pants are a little big, but we're good to go. It's a huge no-no, though, to
Where
take the
you're-
costume
yeah.
anywhere
Mhm.
outside of the theater. So I had to get very special permission. It's also a huge no-no to drink or eat anything in the costume.
As
so,
he drinks his coffee.
Well, that's what I was going to say. It's actually incredibly convenient that I have that. Y'all know me. Like, I have that very weird quirk that I do where I fill up coffee cups with water and then just drink water out of the coffee cups. I've always done it my whole life. I don't know why. So it works out. So I'm only breaking one rule, taking the costume out of the theater. Again, guys, go get your tickets. Remember, if it's more than like $90, then you're on a resale site and you're getting scammed. You want to go to Baton Rouge? I think it's BatonRougeBallet.org, but if you search Baton Rouge Ballet Theater, go to the Baton Rouge website, the .org, Baton Rouge Ballet Theater website, and then get your tickets through there. And you're $39. We got Saturday showings at 2 and 6, Sunday at 2 and 6, and I'll be doing Saturday 2 and Sunday at 6. Very fun though, man. I tell you, there's nothing like that stage. You know, after you spend weeks and weeks and weeks practicing in the studio, and it's just mirrors and wood paneling and ballet bars, and all of a sudden you get to the stage and there's the beautiful sets, there's snow, there's special effects, there's lights, there's a beautifully refurbished Raising Cane's Theater. It's just awesome. Just infuses you with a holiday spirit and creativity that it's like my favorite feeling in the entire world. Can't wait. But yeah, y'all should all come out. Who's coming this weekend, guys?
I'll be in Washington, D.C.
You lucky excuse. Alondra?
Might bring Lydia.
You coming?
Maybe.
It's a soft maybe.
Do you have something else to do?
We're going to go to the zoo lights.
Oh, that does seem actually like that. That seems very fun.
Yeah.
Also, I think Burton Gardens has some pretty sweet looking holiday
Going
lights.
tonight.
You're going.
I'm going
tonight. Okay, great. And I know you love doing family activities, so your ass better be either Saturday at 2 or Sunday at 6. Okay.
Is it only Saturday and Sunday?
Yes, only this weekend. If you want to go to the Nutcracker, Saturday 2 and 6, Sunday 2 and 6. That's it. And remember, we've got all the wonderful children from the Baton Rouge Ballet Theater, but then also professional dancers coming in to reprise some of the main roles. The Claires are great. Everything's great. I love it. It's the best. Remember, original production, though, guys. This is not taken from anywhere else. Molly and Sharon back in 1992 made this for Louisiana. So this is literally bespoke to Baton Rouge itself. The entire production is.
So if I said, hey, I want to bring my neighbor's kid and my neighbors.
It's a great time.
Would you be like, okay, here's 4 tickets.
Not at all. No.
Front row
I even
show.
bought my own family tickets to support
That's
the
messed
cause.
up.
Do you think this man who won't give a father of 5 a Rouse's gift card, but he'll give it to a random stranger, you think he's giving you free tickets?
Yeah, I like. So first off, I didn't even give my wife free tickets. I made her buy 5
That's
tickets.
that's real
and
messed
5
up.
nice tickets. No, dude, I'm trying to support the theater. What you think?
Also trying to support the A-Bears.
Can you subsist on just bubblegum and dreams? No, you need cash. Okay.
No, I mean,
so I'm supporting the theater.
You're like the NFL. They make us pay for
And
family
also,
tickets.
you continue to publicly advocate for me to rig the Rouse's gift card system in your favor against the general public.
He has 5 kids.
In your favor. Former NFL player, multi-business owner,
5 kids.
national
that's where all
radio
the money
show
went.
haver. I cannot rig this system to give you a gift card. I can't do it.
You are the opposite of Jeremy Renner when I come and say we got to go F some stuff up.
Yeah. Look,
T-Bob's
if
like,
you want to
lay
talk
out
about
the whole details. Tell me the scenario. Are you in the right or are you in the
Good.
left? Jake?
There's
Like,
no
what's
doubt.
going on?
Good. You
There's
should.
no doubt.
Jeremy Renner, that's toxic behavior.
No.
Yes.
That is
1,000%.
foxhole behavior.
1,000%. That
Gotta
is
be.
calling that foxhole behavior somebody to aspire to. That is toxic masculinity writ large.
Oh, man. I disagree
If
wholeheartedly.
you came up to me and you're like, let's go do this, you wouldn't want me to just
I
do
tell
it,
you
no
what.
questions
No,
asked?
I should hope you'd be like, what are we doing? We're going to go kill someone?
He didn't say that.
I don't think I'm into that.
You just set him down for whatever you need.
I don't think you want to go beat someone up. I don't want to beat someone up. I haven't been in a fight in years. You just want me to go fight? Like, what do we
Maybe.
fight? Do they harm your family?
We don't know. It doesn't matter. We don't
It
know.
does matter to
we
me.
don't need to
We're
know
right
any
or
of
It
die.
that.
matters to me. What if they just
not
like
a
hurt
ride
your
or die.
feelings? I'm sorry. Get over it. If they harmed your family, okay, then let's do something. It absolutely matters to me. Yeah, context matters. Like the college football playoffs.
Not a writer
Okay,
guy.
context does matter, but like to Jake's point, you're in trouble the same either way. It doesn't really matter what they did. If you
Not
go.
if I don't
So-
do anything, I'm not in trouble.
No, but I'm saying like if they gave you a good enough excuse, you go, you beat these people up, you're in trouble either way. It doesn't really matter what they
but
did.
I am not lawful good, I am, I believe it's neutral good, which means that I will do what I view to be morally correct. So the law doesn't come into play. But again, if it's just your feelings hurt, I'm not going to go beat that guy up. He scammed you out of some money. Okay, then maybe, maybe we show up, do a little intimidating and whatnot. Come on now. We don't want to have to get this money back the hard way. If they hurt a family member, then we're in. But I don't think that's crazy.
I do. I think in this room, and I think Tay-Tay's somewhere in the middle. I think he might be willing. Alondra's my call in this room.
It's fine.
I'm grabbing my bag and we're going.
Yeah.
It's fine. I'm just sad that y'all won't get to be cellmates because you'll be in the female population and he'll be put in the male population.
I'll just identify as a male.
Bam. There you go. Y'all could be best friends till the end.
Yeah.
You're gonna get real close in that cell.
And then we're gonna
for a
beat up
couple of
all
years.
the other child molesters, like that one guy.
Yeah. I mean, look, if you're gonna go for a long time, you might as well form your own gang.
Yeah.
Now, granted, that's probably gonna invite a lot of trouble as well. Maybe just read.
Hunt said, "We're fighting. Y'all let me know when and where."
Yeah, exactly.
See, even Hunt's a writer
Hunt's
now.
down.
It's toxic.
No, God.
I don't agree.
T-Bob,
I've said
I
this
would-
from the
if
beginning.
you
We've had this conversation before.
What would you do for your best friend then?
What do you mean? I do the same thing. What do you mean?
Like your very best friend's like, if Blackwell calls you, like, hey, I need you in West Monroe right now. Some stuff's going down.
Yeah, I'd start driving. I'd be like, what's going on? Explain the situation.
What if his phone died?
Then I'd drive up there, and when I saw him, be like, hey, what's going on? Explain the situation.
His phone died. He couldn't get there because he doesn't know how to read maps or anything.
That's
so
true.
Yeah,
He wouldn't be able to get there.
Actually,
without his phone.
if he could get somewhere, it's probably
I'm about to
Monroe.
say Monroe's probably, yeah. That's that.
He can get to Manny, Shreveport, and Monroe.
Exactly. Not hard. That's not hard.
Yeah.
But no, I don't think I'm being crazy. I think I'm being honest. If others feel differently, that's fine. I think
Well, it would depend
a lot
on
of
who it
people
was.
but
there's like 10 people that could call me right
Yeah.
now.
No, that's what I'm saying.
T-Bob, if you're like, this girl, she's talking so much mess.
The only person
I
that
would be
could
like,
get me to
"What's
do
her
that
name?
would
Where's
be
she
my
at?"
wife, and even then I'd be like, what's going on? I mean, I'll keep it real with my wife when she's complaining about someone, and she gives me the story, and I think she's wrong. I'll be like, well, I won't be like, I think you're all kind of soft launch, like well, yeah, I see what you're saying, but
Yeah.
like, I think it's, it's interesting. There's I kind of understand both points of view here a little bit. Now, that has gotten me into trouble in the past.
I mean.
And there are certain times where you have to use your better judgment and you just agree with everything, even if internally you're like, I think you're wrong actually here. You just agree, but sometimes you got to also be willing to call that out a little bit. So
Again, I understand what you're saying, but there's like 10 people that I'm not asking any of those questions that you just asked.
it's fine. That's fine. You're a more risky man than I am. That's not.
Wise man once said, you do have to, in fact, risk it to get the biscuit.
Yeah, you do.
Yeah, I would say Bruce Arians counts as a wise man for sure. Winner of a Super Bowl.
Is
yeah.
he the one that made
No,
that
he's not
up?
the one.
Yes, he made that up. Who did make that? If Bruce Arians didn't make it up, who made that up?
I mean, I've heard that for way
I don't
longer
know.
than
Did
All
Al
I'm saying
Copeland?
is that, like,
Al
last
Copeland
week-
made that up. He
I
was
don't even
he
know
was
who that
late
is.
to one of his late night binges when it hit him. Risk it for the biscuit, and he was like, "Oh my God, we got to franchise this thing,
Oh, he founded Popeyes.
and we're gonna build this thing. We're gonna build this empire
And that
like
biscuit
off
is
of
a risk,
cocaine
I'll
and
tell you
biscuits."
that.
Yeah, I actually
I take a
randomly.
risk every time I go to Popeyes.
I was
Getting your
craving
food?
I was craving a Popeyes sandwich, or I drove by one and it kicked in a craving for a Popeyes chicken sandwich, which again, and I got a good one. When you get a good one, elite. I think at its peak, the best fast food chicken sandwich. But I got my kids the biscuits because they've never been there and I want them to try it. And choo, boy, that's a dense biscuit. I mean, they just packed that. It might as well be 50% butter, which is not a negative. It's not negative. Very salty,
Look,
very buttery.
You eat that with no drink, you could die.
There was I remember
That thing dries you out. Ugh.
You remember in college, Jake Moffitt yelling at us about eating Jack in the Box?
Yeah.
And I don't know how this is possible, a Jack in the Box sausage, egg, and cheese biscuit had over 1,000 calories. Just a little biscuit. I mean, they were
No meat
really
or anything?
No, sausage, egg, and cheese.
Oh, sausage, egg, and cheese.
But still, like from a calorie to size standpoint, they were just packing that thing full of like fat and butter. Hell yeah. Tasted good though. Tasted real good. Just go get on my scooter back in the day.
Yep. Early research here. Risk It for a Biscuit is from an Irish newspaper headline in 1966.
And biscuits aren't even actual biscuits.
I believe it came
They're
from
cookies.
Bruce Arians. Wasn't he the writer that said it? Bruce Arians back in his young career before he coached football?
He was not.
I think it was. I'm almost positive it was. He's old enough where he could have been a junior reporter in 66. For the Irish Sun Gazette. Who would have known he'd ever come to American football?
I doubt the Irish newspaper is the Sun Gazette. They're not a Sun in Ireland.
That's true. It's the what? The Lucky Strike. I don't know what it would be.
Cloud Gazette.
The Four-Leaf Reader. The Four-Leaf Reader. The Cloud Gazette? That's not bad. It's not bad.
Hunt, if you're still listening, I'm emailing you back right now.
Wow, you still didn't
have
send
it.
it?
No,
I
Oh
even
my
did.
I know.
God.
He texted me and T-Bob, and he was like,
texted
y'all are my last two repliers.
today, like, y'all last repliers.
posted it.
Oh, you already posted it?
He
All
already
right, then
posted
I'm
it.
not even going to reply. My bad, Hunt. That's my
Lon
bad.
just said, I'll get you after my workout.
I forgot.
I'm not judging, girl.
They got
That's
me
me
running
24/7.
around all
Look, that's me
Louisiana this
24/7. I'm not.
That's Team OTB 24/7.
I'm not judging.
I
So
had to go
do not.
I went to this place called Leroy's in St. Gabriel yesterday. Listen
Jenkins?
to this. Leroy Jenkins. Okay. It's Leroy's Cajun Cookware. And they
Okay.
sell like pots, like
Yeah.
all kinds of
Like for
Cajun
gumbo and
cookware,
stuff,
quote
yeah,
unquote.
probably,
Yes.
yeah.
And like Dutch ovens, cast iron, etc. But it's like a bar. And you walk in the bar, and then they have like a little room off to the side that has all the cookware that you buy.
Oh,
It's
nice.
pretty cool.
Hell yeah.
Like,
Where is this?
In
Is
St.
here?
It's in St. Gabriel.
It's right by my house.
Sounds very cool.
It says right by the St. Gabriel grocery store.
Where's that?
Somewhere
I
on
just
the
know
river.
where the
I have
hardware store is
I
in St.
couldn't even
Gabriel.
tell you where I was.
Yeah.
Like,
Shroomas in St. Gabriel? Lots of things popping in St. Gabe.
All they need to do is connect my part of town and St. Gabriel with like a road. Because right now you got to do that like rectangle.
There's
thing.
no easy way to get to your house from my
No,
house,
that's what
but
I'm
as
saying.
the crow
it
flies,
just needs a road.
it's not far at all.
It's not far at all.
Yeah.
I'm doing a notification check. I have 717 voicemails.
Jesus.
What?
1,109 text messages.
no.
And 25,567 unchecked emails.
I would lose my mind.
43 calendar noties. Even got a couple FaceTime noties in here. Why do I have photo noties? I don't know.
Share
I have
photos.
one missed call or voicemail. I don't know what that is. And I have no texts that are unread, and I have 145 emails.
Oh, wow.
But that's
Okay.
with like a lot. That's like with multiple accounts.
No, that's one account. I've just had that account for too long. It's got AIDS. You know, I've just put it into too many
Wait.
different websites.
What?
My email account.
Oh.
Like,
Dude, no,
I've had it
couldn't.
for
I couldn't.
my
If I have,
entire
like, if I
adult
have, like,
life.
one or two text notifications, I'm like, I got to get rid of that notification.
Nah, dude.
I just,
I'm way beyond. I mean, I'm just done. I'm cooked.
Or you're cooked with the
1,000.
email. You might as well just go ahead and select all delete.
I'm saying even text. I'm at 1,100.
That's wild.
I'm never getting back. Never getting back.
Like that means you haven't like there's like at least 600 people if you have 1,000 text messages that have reached out to you that you've just left unread or not
Yeah.
even read.
Yeah.
Just ignore.
By accident, though, you know.
Have you always been like that?
No, it's gotten as
Let's
as
add
we-
that to the list.
As
Yeah.
we've gotten further and further into cell phone times, I just hate it more and more the older I get.
That's honestly fair.
I feel like it's just yelling at me 24/7. Yeah. I think the furthest unchecked text I have, somebody asking me to come on radio in Jacksonville. Sorry, dude. I
How
missed
long
it.
ago? What was the date on that?
Actually, that's not that long ago. That's
Probably
LSU
Florida week.
A&M.
Oh, no.
So maybe there's text further back buried somewhere here. I don't know. We should probably go to break, though.
Yeah, we should go to break, and then we got to get T-Bob's reaction on Garrett Nussmeier coming back for his
And Billy
last
B.
year at. He really wants to talk about Bill Belichick when we come back here on OTB.
Off the bench.
Bayou Ford has the new inventory to get you in a new Ford truck or SUV today, or customize your next vehicle just the way you want it. All new Bayou Ford vehicles come with a 1 million mile powertrain warranty. The crew at Bayou Ford is going to do right by you.
The best kept secret in town is out. Discover Tallulah at the Renaissance Hotel on Bluebonnet.
Hey, it's Matt Moscona. For years, you've heard me tell you about Insurance Network of Louisiana, helping you find better coverage for less money. But it's not just for your home and auto. They also offer commercial property. So, retail stores, professional offices like doctors, dentists, attorneys, clothing boutiques. Insurance Network of Louisiana can find you better coverage for less money. They service the entire state of Louisiana, and they're local. So call today at 293-0450 or lainsurance.net.
Jerry and Benny Payne began Central Plumbing Company out of their driveway in Tanglewood subdivision. 50 years later and 4 generations down the road, we continue to serve Baton Rouge and the surrounding areas for all of their plumbing needs. Residential, commercial, industrial, or hospitality, Central Plumbing is here 24/7, 365.
We want to thank our customers, family, and friends for 50 years of success.
And looking forward to 50 more.
Gulf Coast Office Products is a nationally recognized Savin office equipment dealer based right here in Louisiana. Over 100 employees strong, Gulf Coast has the boots on the ground to support all vertical markets from education, engineering, legal, and finance. With the latest in office technology from desktop to production segment units, Gulf Coast and Savin have the perfect fit for you. Call 225-756-2644. That's 756-2644 for Gulf Coast Office Products.
I've been doing business with Luba for 25 years. They're dependable, trustworthy. It's just the attention to detail with our clients.
Our folks have years and years of experience. They're highly trained professionals. But many companies have that asset. What I'd like to think makes Luba a bit different is that we use those talents in a way that truly is dedicated to serving the needs of the folks who depend on us.
So many different ways you can prepare supreme rice for your Christmas feast. Listen, in South Louisiana, I know we have some big family gatherings for Christmas. So you're going to want to stretch that food dollar, and supreme rice, you can do just that. It's easy to get at all your AG food stores, all your Rouses, your Costco's, and your Walmarts, including your Walmart neighborhood stores. So make it supreme rice and support our Louisiana farmers. This Christmas is supreme rice. For more information and great recipes, go to supremerice.com.
Christmas carols with Jake and James of Trash Rangers.
We wish you a Merry Christmas and a Happy New Year. Call Trash Rangers.
Bayou Ford and Bayou Chrysler Dodge Jeep Ram. 5 brands on one lot. Shop BayouAutomotive.com.
I really can't stay.
Baby, it's cold outside.
I've gotta go away.
Welcome back to the 9th-ranked morning sports show in America. Off the bench.
Welcome back, guys. The holiday OTB today. Just joined us on YouTube. My purple party day costume.
It actually would have been funny if you just like showed up in that and just didn't explain what it was for.
Yeah, just full Andy Kaufman it. I don't know if this is true, but I heard it when I was younger, so it's always stuck with me. But that Andy Kaufman, for an episode of the Andy Kaufman Show, one time just showed
a shot of a jar of mayonnaise for the entire show. And I've always thought about that as like the ultimate commitment to the bit, like absurdist comedy. And yes, that would have been in that same vein. Speaking of commitment, Garrett Nussmeier coming back to the Tigers. Y'all talked about it, and I'm sure my sentiments will echo yours, which is this is great news. How could it not be, right?
Yep.
I'm sure we mentioned the leaps that the previous two LSU starters have taken.
We did.
Between year one and year two starting. I think contextually, stability at quarterback in this day and age is arguably at a higher premium than it has ever been before, given the ever-shifting nature of rosters in that position and just the landscape of college football right now. And it goes back to like how I kind of thought about Jaden, right? Which is where one of the strengths of that offseason for Jaden was there were very clear areas in which he could improve. And I believe the same could be said for Garrett Nussmeier. If I was to highlight the main area, well, I mean, look, you could definitely still work more of like a pure vertical threat. It was missing for the majority of the season. Part of that's personnel related. We'll see what ends up happening with Chris Hilton. But to me, Jake, I don't know. To me, you know what the main thing may be? Some of the just the pocket presence, pocket footwork, which can be really good at times. So it is tough. It's a mixed bag,
It's
right?
weird.
It can be elite.
Really good, and it's been like, you got to do better.
It can be elite at times, but he did have a bit of a, and some of this comes from an interior offensive line maybe you don't fully trust, right? But you kind of have to force yourself to get over that. But there were too many times where you could step up in the pocket and everything would have been fine, but instead you fell back and it caused complete chaos to come about. So running the ball, I mean, you're not just going to learn how to run. Maybe more of like a willingness to run, I suppose.
I think it is the willingness because I do think there was times last year where you clearly could have picked up 8 to 10 yards and you waited until somebody came open, and that person doesn't always come open.
Yeah.
And you had to throw it away or whatever. And so I do think, and we kind of, you're never going to be a dual threat guy. That's the obvious statement. But can you be what Flynn was in 07? Can you be what Joe was in 19? And I'm not even saying like
weren't those guys a little faster though?
They probably were. Like Flynn definitely was, and Joe's probably somewhere in.
Joe's pretty.
I mean, I think Matt.
No, Matt's
like a legit 4.6.
Matt was.
He had 100 carries. In
maybe
07.
True dual threat.
But Matt was really good at knowing when to run. Like if the play gave him 10 yards, he was going to take the 10 yards. I think that's where Nussmeier can grow. And if you're going to run zone read, which you continue to run, you have to show that you will pull the football and run with it, even if it's for a 6-yard gain. Like, you have to do those things. It's never going to be a 500-yard rusher, but can you make enough plays throughout the year to make a difference? I personally think he has the athletic ability to do it, but you have to be willing to do it.
So those areas to improve, but also I want to celebrate where he's already great. And I mean, what were his final numbers this year?
He's 6th in the country in passing yards, and so he completed 64% of his passes. He threw for 3,739 yards, 7.6 per attempt. He had 26 touchdowns, 11 interceptions, a quarterback rating of 140.7.
I mean, a hell of a first year. Obviously, the INTs creeped up a little high, but everybody's did. Remember, the meta of college football this year is that the defense is winning. Also kind of the meta of the NFL, quite honestly. I mean, they were just showing a graphic on the Eagles. They're 9-0 since week 5. They're like first in everything, but everything's based off of running the ball.
Yeah.
You know, they're first in rushing. They don't turn it over, et cetera. They control it. So, like, honestly, I wouldn't mind those yards going down, yards per attempt going up a bit, and then ideally just and give more support through a better running game, right? Stay on schedule, take some of the pressure off. That will alleviate those INTs. That will alleviate some of the one-dimensional nature that you suffered this year. So it's not just us, but this is great news for LSU. Like, if you're crafting the best team for next year, this had to
involve
happen.
Garrett Nussmeier.
This had to happen.
And Tate, you listed a couple of quarterbacks that were in the transfer portal. And if Garrett Nussmeier decided to go to the NFL, this is who you were going to choose from.
You got Fernando Mendoza,
Yeah.
Malik Murphy, Miller Moss, Jackson Arnold, Caden Salter, Michael Van Buren.
Yeah.
Those are the top quarterbacks that have not already committed to
So Van
another
Buren
program.
already went in, even
did.
though
Van Buren
Jackson
is in.
Arnold isn't
Van Buren
100%
entered
yet
yesterday.
to Mississippi State.
It might have been a situation like, oh, you want to flirt with Jackson Arnold? Had a pretty good freshman year. Had some moments.
Yeah, some moments, but you know.
I didn't say he was great,
Yeah.
but he had some. I'm thinking his mentality.
No, for
not
sure.
mine.
No, for sure. You're absolutely right. All right. Well, so again, I think the bottom line, if you want to be the best possible LSU next year, this was priority number one. Box checked. Now let's now you got to get back in that portal and put together the rest of this team. All right, when we get back, let's wrap up the first hour of the show.
Off the bench.
GEAUX Tommies.com. Go Tommies.com is the website for Tommy's windows, doors, and siding. If you need a hardy plank or vinyl siding, wood or vinyl windows, both of these energy efficient siding windows, you want to work with Tommy's, where they look. So Tommy's been in this game for nearly 30 years. And about 7 years ago, he says, I think I'd do things a bit differently. He makes his own company, right? And then every single year since, they've taken home the Angie Super Service Award because their customers are so consistently satisfied with the product. I mentioned energy efficiency. Remember, these are investments that over time pay for themselves. Go to Tommy's Windows, Doors, and Siding. Go Tommy's.com.
Yeah, go to the website today and check out a gallery of work that they've done for your neighbors here in the Baton Rouge area, testimonials of past clients. But we tell you every single day because it is factual. Don't just think if you don't see it there, they can't do it. They can customize whatever job you have in your mind. They're going to come out. You're going to have a consultation. Tommy and the team are fantastic. Go Tommys.com.
Louisiana flavor and oysters from all over the country. And don't forget our nightly drink specials. Jolie Pearl Oyster Bar, located in downtown Baton Rouge.
Bayou Chrysler Dodge Jeep Ram can get you in a new 2025 Ram 1500 truck with $15,000 off MSRP. $15,000 off the newly designed Ram 1500 truck. All new Bayou Automotive vehicles come with a complimentary 7-year powertrain warranty. The crew at Bayou Automotive is going to do right by you.
Dylan Cruz here to tell you about Six Rings Baseball and Softball Camp. If you live on the North Shore and play ball, go to Six Rings Camps with former LSU assistant coach Dan Canaveri. His knowledge is second to none, and your child will improve and have fun doing it. Camps were held at Coquille Park and Six Rings Academy in Covington with 4 sessions over the summer. Full day and morning only sessions are available from ages 7 to 13. Go to sixringsbaseball.com or call 985-206-9096. Learn the game to love the game.
BRAC teamed up to reimagine your parks, and you imagined big. With your help, we went to work, creating 12 beautiful community parks across the parish. A family-sized water park, miles and miles of trails, and parks just for your dogs. There are more places to splash, to explore, to run wild, and even soar. You imagined, we delivered. Gold. BRAC, your #1 park system in the nation.
Electricity is all around us, and our families depend on it. Every day is sparked by the power of a cold drink or a warm meal, a movie night, and a comforting light at the end of a dark hallway. From sunrise to sunset, playtime to bedtime, our team is ready to take care of your electrical needs, even in the case of an after-hours emergency. The light in your life shines brighter with Mr. Electric.
Hey, it's Matt Moscona. For years, you've heard me tell you about Insurance Network of Louisiana, helping you find better coverage for less money. But it's not just for your home and auto. They also offer commercial property. So, retail stores, professional offices like doctors, dentists, attorneys, clothing boutiques. Insurance Network of Louisiana can find you better coverage for less money. They service the entire state of Louisiana, and they're local. So call today at 293-0450 or lainsurance.net.
Let's get back to breaking down the film on Off the Bench with Hester and T-Bob.
So, oh man, what a great song. Jake giving us a very fun fact there during the commercial break. Grover Cleveland, the only president until now, again, to serve 4 years in the White House, leave, and then come back and give another 4 years after, a term in between.
Because somebody said you look like you're running for president in the late 1800s with your get-up.
I feel like I'm running for president. I feel like I could win, honestly. But it got me thinking, has there ever been a fatter name than Grover Cleveland? I don't think, if you were named Grover Cleveland, it's just impossible to be skinny. There you go. And he's not fat. He's not fat. It's just it's a well-built man, maybe a little portly.
Portly, yes.
He's got a little human thumb to him.
Yeah.
But we're not into like morbid obesity there for Grover.
At the time.
Not morbid.
No, not at the time. Actually, at the time, maybe so. Yeah, good point. Yeah.
I mean, time there's.
Yeah, look.
He's got a little.
There's a little punch. More than a punch.
That's the penguin. What do you mean?
That's a thick man.
That's a thick man.
How tall was he? That's going to matter.
That's a short king right there, too. I can tell.
No way. No. Grover Cleveland was huge. You don't get elected twice unless you're at least 6'2".
Grover Cleveland was 5'11".
What?
Told you.
A little bowling ball.
Is Trump 6'2"?
I think Trump's pretty tall. Is he not?
I think he is, yeah. But I don't know.
I think he's tall as his son.
He's 6'3".
His son is tall.
Donald Trump says.
Okay, yeah.
Damn, he's taller than I thought he was.
Yeah. Okay, keep it in the pants, Magalandra. Okay. How about Bill Belichick, guys? No, I'm kidding. All right, what's
obviously we are going to talk
crazier,
about that,
Scott Frost or Bill Belichick?
What do you mean?
I don't know. I just don't know that. And then we got Rich Rod back.
going back.
I mean,
all these guys going back. It's funny.
You told me, though, I didn't realize, though, Rich Rod has been having a lot of success in Jacksonville State.
He has. Just won the conference championship.
Okay.
Yeah. And the Kusa.
How in the world are we supposed to know if Scott Frost is a good hire or not?
Yeah, because he's since he was terrible at Nebraska, he's like a consultant for the Rams.
Yeah.
And they're like, yeah. No, he
can
do it again.
In the time that he's been out, everything has changed top to bottom about the sport.
I at least know Rich Rod was the offensive coordinator at Louisiana Monroe. They looked much better. Then he's the head coach at Jacksonville State. Well, they were a brand new program basically, and they won the Conference USA.
Scott Frost and Belichick, it's Bill Belichick. So of course you hire him. Scott Frost at UCF is wild. Especially considering, they're reaching out to Sumrall. They were trying to get big dogs. And maybe even, did they reach out to Belichick? Reach out to someone else. That was a story. I can't remember who. UCF. Doesn't matter.
Oh, no, they reached out to...
You know what I'm talking about, though. It was a big name, and now I'm blanking for some reason.
Was it? Okay. No, it was Lincoln Riley.
Yeah, it was Riley.
Yep. Yes. And they're like, nah, let's just go back to Scotty. Let's go back to Scotty Freeze Ray. Sure. We'll see. Yeah. We'll see. I will say this, as a WVU representative on the show, the WVU Hive Mind, very happy right now. Hour 2 next.
Off the bench.
Go to Goodwood Men's Sexual Wellness. Now, you see, in my time, the 1890s, if you suffered from ED, you were SOL. Good luck. You just got to walk around limp the rest of your life, not walk with a limp, which we can also help you with. Remember, penile enhancement. But
with a limp.
The point being, nowadays, it is not the 1890s, and you do not have to accept it. And so we will not. We refuse to. So I am running to be your president to make sure that each and every man goes to yourgoodwood.com and maximizes their potential, be it HRT, penile enhancement, ED medication, anything. It's all there for your Goodwood.
Go to yourgoodwood.com and find a list of services. Schedule your appointment as well right there in the top right corner of the website. Again, yourgoodwood.com.
Jerry and Benny Payne began Central Plumbing Company out of their driveway in Tanglewood subdivision. 50 years later and 4 generations down the road, we continue to serve Baton Rouge and the surrounding areas for all of their plumbing needs. Residential, commercial, industrial, or hospitality, Central Plumbing is here 24/7, 365.
We want to thank our customers, family, and friends for 50 years of success.
And looking forward to 50 more.
Gulf Coast Office Products is a nationally recognized Savin office equipment dealer based right here in Louisiana. Over 100 employees strong, Gulf Coast has the boots on the ground to support all vertical markets, from education, engineering, legal, and finance. With the latest in office technology, from desktop to production segment units, Gulf Coast and Savin have the perfect fit for you. Call 225-756-2644. That's 756-2644 for Gulf Coast Office Products.
I've been doing business with Luba for 25 years. They're dependable, trustworthy. It's just the attention to detail with our clients.
Our folks have years and years of experience. They're highly trained professionals. But many companies have that asset. What I'd like to think makes Luba a bit different is that we use those talents in a way that truly is dedicated to serving the needs of the folks who depend on us.
Dylan Cruz here to tell you about Six Rings Baseball and Softball Camp. If you live on the North Shore and play ball, go to Six Rings Camps with former LSU assistant coach Dan Canaveri. His knowledge is second to none, and your child will improve and have fun doing it. Camps were held at Coquille Park and Six Rings Academy in Covington with 4 sessions over the summer. Full day and morning only sessions are available from ages 7 to 13. Go to sixringsbaseball.com or call 985-206-9096. Learn the game to love the game.
Breck teamed up to reimagine your parks, and you imagined big. With your help, we went to work, creating 12 beautiful community parks across the parish. A family-sized water park, miles and miles of trails, and parks just for your dogs. There are more places to splash, to explore, to run wild, and even soar. You imagined, we delivered. Gold. Breck, your #1 park system in the nation.
Electricity is all around us, and our families depend on it. Every day is sparked by the power of a cold drink or a warm meal.
Good morning. It's 8 a.m. here on Thursday, December 12th. Today in Baton Rouge, expect mostly sunny skies with a high of 59. In hour 2 of today's show, we'll talk about the top coaching changes across college football. You can follow us on Twitter or Instagram at OTB_ESPN and watch us on YouTube at the 104.5 ESPN channel. Hour number 2 of Off the Bench, live from the Mercedes-Benz of Baton Rouge studios, starts now.
Merry Christmas from Off the Bench, presented by All-Star Toyota. Join Jacob Hester and T-Bob Hebert as we spread some holiday cheer and talk all things sports. Live from the Mercedes-Benz of Baton Rouge studio. Let's get this Christmas party started.
Santa, tell me if you're really there. Don't make me fall in love again if you won't be here next year.
The only thing that could set the mood better than Ariana is going to see the Nutcracker this weekend. So do it, guys. Do it. So get a few tickets on sale. Get in now. Also, if you've never been to the Raising Cane's theater since they refurbished it a couple years ago, it is really, really nice. Really, really beautiful. We're not in the arena. We are in the theater. Also, remember, guys, if you're like me and you love the Baton Rouge Symphony, they do the music. You know, this is live scored by the Symphony, so it's a really beautiful night. Go to BatonRougeBalletTheater.org and get your tickets to that.
I believe one of our football coaches, I think, is still a part of the production. Tony, he was there last year. Do you know if Tony's back?
No, not this year.
Not this year?
No. One of my former teammates, though. Shout out Lamine Barrow. His daughter's in it.
Oh.
Not in the party scene, but she's in it. Yeah.
Former number 18.
Yep. I saw Lamine last year, and then I saw him when I went to the Vanderbilt game with the fam a little bit ago. But, yeah, one of the fastest human beings I've ever seen in my entire life. Definitely one of the fastest linebackers of all time. All right. So there's a lot of coaching news going on in college football right now. I just saw a headline that, of course, Scott Frost back at UCF, but Mackenzie Milton back as well, and I thought he was coming back to play. I just assumed somehow he had some eligibility left, but no, he's come back to be a coach.
Yeah.
Okay.
Come back to be a coach. He was coaching last year, I think, at Tennessee.
Okay.
Yeah, so he's been in the coaching world ever since his football days were over.
You know what's weird about Tennessee is the fact that Josh Heupel originally wanted to start Joe Milton over Hendon Hooker. Then Joe Milton gets benched. Hendon Hooker takes over. Hendon Hooker's incredible. Joe Milton starts the next year. Things don't go great, but they go respectable 9-4. But, you paid Nico Iamaleava 4 years, $8 million, so he has to be the starter, basically. So you kind of force Milton out the door. You bring in Nico, and honestly, Nico's just been Joe Milton from last year, like statistically. And I'm not saying that. I'm talking like I was talking to SEC Mike the other day about this. He's like a rabid Tennessee guy, right? And he was great. And now I will say this. I think Nico's ceiling is very high over time. This is his first year starting. Like, it's been a respectable first year. But what's fascinating to me is that Josh Heupel has managed to get Tennessee where they're at with defense and running the ball. Now, we know that Tennessee always wants to run the ball, but really, I mean, just with from a guy who was speed, overwhelmed, blitzkrieg, offense.
Yeah.
He's in the playoff with only 2 losses because they control the game with a very physical style of football and they play great defense. So he has adjusted to the meta quite nicely. And really, it's a theme that you saw throughout a lot of college football, right? Why is Texas better than they've ever been in the past? Because their defense is way better. Ole Miss felt like, before they blew it against Florida, we're all thinking this team could win that. The best they could win the Natty. Why? Because they suddenly had a defense. Georgia winning against a very tough schedule because it's been fascinating to see, even though Georgia wouldn't necessarily fall in this category, these traditional offensive juggernauts like even Oregon, right? Why are they finally way more relevant and championship ready than they've ever been before? Because they have a great defense. So shout out to Josh Heupel, man. Probably a lesson to be learned there in building a team.
Yeah, and it's the biggest misconception, really, in football as far as what people think a team is to what they actually are.
Yeah.
Just because you go fast doesn't mean that you're always going to be, pushing the ball down the field. I even hear people that do this for a living call Tennessee this air raid offense. I'm like, are you ignorant? Do you watch? This is a team, and we were breaking it down yesterday. Of the teams left in the college football playoff, they've run more power and more counter, which are hey, we're coming right downhill. There's no hiding what we're trying to do than any team. And it's not even close. When you break down the metrics of it, that's who they are.
Yeah.
And they'll do it out of 11 personnel, which is highly impressive to me. I mean, their receivers are willing to get into the fold.
They spread you out, and they want you to light in the box, and they're going to attack it. And if you don't, in theory, they throw. They've just been struggling with the latter part a bit more than you would have thought this year.
They're running back probably of all the people that we talk about across the country and top tier players, he might actually get the least amount of discussion. Think about how much we don't talk about.
He's part of the running back big 3 to me this year. There's Genty, there's Scadaboo, and there's Dylan Sampson.
Right.
But you're right, but we never talk about Dylan Sampson.
And
Nobody ever
Sampson
does.
doesn't get talked about on SEC shows, on national shows. I mean, Sampson led the SEC in rushing by 284 yards.
And how many touchdowns did he end up with? I haven't looked in a couple weeks. Yeah. 22 tuds. 22 tutties.
I mean, the only person that was even remotely close was Jalen Milroe.
I mean, I'll be damned if Alabama didn't love a little QB sweep, QB horn boss, QB whatever every time they got on the goal line this year.
You give Tennessee any chance against Ohio State and Columbus?
I do, because guys, let's reach into our big bag of football cliches. What travels well?
Running the football and defense.
Bam. And what are Tennessee's strengths?
Running the ball and defense.
There you go.
You know what also was happening in Knoxville yesterday?
No.
It was snowing.
Oh, really? Oh, okay. A little weather acclimatization.
So for everybody's thought that the SEC was going to struggle
we
going to a
got
cold
snow.
weather stadium. It gets cold as hell in Knoxville, Tennessee.
Yeah.
So
I did not realize that, actually. I said yeah, but I had no idea.
Really, outside of SMU going to Penn State, we really don't have any of those situations.
Yeah, it's going to be tough on SMU. I mean,
It's
already
gonna be a
you're
cold
dealing
boy.
with a very big and physical team in Penn State, and you're from Dallas, and you're going into –
here we go about Texas.
No. Relax. I mean, Dallas is hot, okay? I mean, does it suck? Yes. Is Texas just, are they do they get high on their own farts? Absolutely. They just sit there and
Who among
sniff
us?
straight from their beehole. But that's not the point. The point is, I do think that's a heavy lift for SMU. Yeah, that's a big weather change. And, I don't know, Jake, I don't have any experience playing in very cold. But I feel like in cold weather, physical teams start to thrive.
They do.
And SMU, for how good they are, now I do like their front seven. They're pretty big on that D-line. Very big, actually.
They've got good pieces for sure on offense and defensive line, but it's not
But they're
who they
fast.
are. Yeah.
They're fast and flashy.
Yeah.
Pony Express.
When you play in cold weather like that, even if it's not snowing, I mean, the ground's different. No matter if you have a heated field, a turf field, or what, it doesn't matter. So everything becomes, you're no longer a strider, you're choppy. Like everything you do is choppy because you can't get over your skis. You'll start to slip around. You won't have the great footing. You won't have the power that you normally do. So everything becomes condensed, and it's all choppy kind of movements at receiver, at running back, at offense and defensive line. Like every position, it changes how you've played the game. Like you have to be able to adjust to it.
Well, now that we're talking this out loud, though, guys, maybe SMU's social media team was onto something here.
About the Arctic they were playing in
Yeah,
last
with
week?
their ACC post. They were just ahead of the curve. Their third eye was fully open. They knew they had a cold weather game coming. They just used their graphic a bit too soon. So, yeah, they've been preparing to go play in the cold weather.
Another portion of this, and that graphic is still, Game of Thrones wall type stuff.
Yeah.
But another portion that SMU is going to have to deal with, the biggest stadium they've played in this season was Scott Stadium for UVA.
I prefer Tom Stadium.
I don't get it.
Because, Scott Stadium's just the most basic-ass stadium name I could possibly imagine. What are we talking, Scott's Lawn Care or something?
You want to hear the full name? They just call it Scott Stadium. But the full name,
I thought it was just called Scott Stadium. I would have really appreciated that.
The full name is the Carl Smith Center, home of David A. Harrison III Field at Scott Stadium.
What?
Yep.
But
Anyways.
it is called Scott Stadium, though. The field has a crazy name, but the stadium is just Scott Stadium.
Yeah, Scott Stadium. That holds 61,500 people. Right now, where they play in Dallas, are home games, Ford. I think it's Ford Field. It's 32,000. They're about to go to Beaver Stadium.
I prefer Chevy Field.
It's actually the President Gerald Ford.
Oh. I prefer
Reagan Field?
Yeah, perfect.
Okay. Beaver Stadium, as we know, 106,572.
I prefer Platypus Stadium. I was trying to think of something vaguely Beaver-like.
What would be Beaver-like?
Your mom.
Probably platypus. I thought you were gonna go the
I did-
inappropriate
I
route.
did too. I did too.
I thought he was gonna be like.
That's what I was doing with your mom thing. By
No, I
extension. What
know,
would be
but I
Beaver-like?
thought.
I prefer Vaginal Field, something along those lines.
I thought it was gonna be the other one, but yeah.
Oh Lord.
I thought it was gonna be, since it's opposite. I thought you were gonna do the male equivalent.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Nope.
I prefer Taylor Field. That's the opposite. It's Phallus Field. There you go. Phallus Field gets there without being too crass.
Yeah. I'm glad we worked that out.
Nutrirat, yeah.
yeah. I prefer Nutrirat Field. Exactly.
It's good.
The Beavers' Cajun cousin.
Yeah.
How much does Beaver Stadium hold, though, for real?
106,000. So, it's going to be a little bit different environment, almost double.
Plus 40K from what they've played in. And I'm going to go out on a limb and say, and in a playoff. And there's a slight difference between the Monticello, Virginia fan base and the Happy Valley fan base. That is going to be a significantly crazier. I didn't consider that just a way, way, way wilder situation.
Luckily for SMU, we're talking about weather and maybe atmosphere. That is a classic Big Ten noon kickoff, noon Eastern time, so 11 a.m. SMU time.
But is that a disadvantage? I get that the crowd won't be as lubed up, but is that a disadvantage because is SMU used to that? They might have played a few noon games this year.
I'm sure they've played some early games, but not
But I
even
mean,
like
that
the
is like
body
the
clock
big, but like
time.
the Big Ten,
They're
that's
used
their
to it.
speciality.
I was thinking weather, though. The sun will be
That's
out.
true. That's true.
And like you said, you won't be as hydrated in the crowd. You can't have a whiteout situation. You could, but it's not the same when it's not at night.
The problem is you can't have a blackout situation.
That's true. Oh, you could. You just have to get started real early.
Real early. Or just go really hard, really fast, which is way too dangerous. Please don't do that, guys.
Yeah. If you're spending, $86 right now, the cheapest ticket to get in, I don't know that you want to, have a blackout.
No, you'll fall off the top of the stadium. Probably die. It's very high.
We like to play like what's the ticket, obviously on Fridays and give you there.
Should we play today since you're going to be gone tomorrow? Good. It's up to you.
Let's just real quick.
Okay.
Let's do it right now. First round matchups. You ready?
All right.
Yep.
Yes.
All right. Indiana, Notre Dame.
Are we looking for most expensive?
Since there's a few games, you can get both.
Okay.
Indiana, Notre Dame, we all know. All right. SMU, Penn State, Clemson, Texas, Tennessee, Ohio State.
Okay. I am going to go lowest on SMU, Penn State, even though maybe the wealth of SMU has me twisted up here. And I'm going to go highest. I'm going to take a shot. I'm going to go Indiana, Notre Dame highest because of geography.
What was the first game you threw out?
It's Indiana, Notre Dame, SMU, Penn State, Clemson, Texas, Tennessee, Ohio State.
So y'all may not know this, but Notre Dame is actually in South Bend, Indiana. Indiana is in Indiana.
That makes sense.
So they share the same state.
That they do, Derek.
That blew my mind
I know.
just now. I had
Me
no
too.
idea.
Me too.
Alondra?
Wait, can you say them again?
Indiana, Notre Dame,
Okay.
SMU, Penn State, Clemson and Texas, Tennessee, Ohio State.
So I think the lowest one is going to be SMU, like you said.
Yeah.
And then the highest, I want to say Texas just because it's at Texas.
Okay.
Oh, that's a fair point.
Tay.
Yeah.
Tennessee, Ohio State.
I know. Is that at
I'll go-
Ohio
I'll go-
State?
It's at Ohio State.
I'll go Tennessee, Ohio State is the highest.
Okay.
And then lowest I'll go Penn State. That makes sense.
All right, we'll go from the lowest to highest.
Okay.
You all got it right on the lowest.
There we go, guys.
Yeah.
Congrats.
Let's
Good
go.
job, guys. Good job, guys.
$86. The next is at $144, Texas and Clemson.
There we go. Yep.
Next up would be at $212. Again, cheapest ticket to get in, $212. Ohio State and Tennessee.
Let's freaking go!
Just wait till you
Wait,
hear
what
this.
was the cheapest ticket to get in?
SMU Penn State is $86. Clemson,
No,
Texas
the-
is $144. $212
Dang.
for Ohio State, Tennessee. And so Notre Dame, Indiana is the highest
Wow.
at
Dang.
$622.
Wow. Guys, would you look at that?
Dang.
Whose
622?
geographical knowledge came through in the end?
Well, I mean, you knew that
Isn't it
Indiana
amazing?
played in the state of Indiana. So,
Isn't it
awesome.
amazing?
Texas plays in Texas.
Do you know where Indiana is?
Yes, it's
No
in Indiana.
shot.
It's in Indiana.
Where's it located on the map?
Shot that he knows where Indiana is on a map.
Where's Indiana on a map?
Yeah, where is it?
It's next to Michigan.
Hey, can we get a blank map and have you do that?
I feel like that meme where the guy walks into the press conference and he's looking around like, challenge me.
Yeah.
It's next to Michigan.
You're Deshaun Foster right now.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, they're both in Indiana.
I'm just saying, y'all accuse me of no geographical knowledge. I just used my geographical knowledge to win just what's the ticket. So, not to brag.
Okay, is it north, east, south, or west of Michigan, though?
What? It's west. Duh. That's why they call it West Lafayette. That's where Purdue is.
Well, that would be the western part of the state more than likely, but
Yeah.
Yeah. Look,
Not where it is.
all
in
my
relation
answers
to
are
Michigan.
correct. True or false?
Wait, what do you mean?
Indiana's west of Michigan.
No.
Oh, no.
Michigan's literally right on top of Indiana.
But like maybe a little west.
So, like, the way it goes is it's Indiana. No, not really.
You're doing Indiana in your left hand. It's your west hand.
Indiana, Ohio, and then Michigan's right on top of it.
But like,
Yeah.
does Indiana bleed out on the west or
It
eastern
actually
side?
it would be like the eastern side of.
It would be the western. It would be
Yeah,
the
I guess
western
so.
side.
Thank you.
I have the map right here. It would be the western.
But it's not west.
It's not west.
I mean,
It is-
come on.
It's
That's
not-
like saying
Like it's east of Indiana.
Okay,
But it's
T-Bob.
western Michigan that
Michigan,
it bleeds over
Ohio,
into.
Indiana. Here's Indiana. Here's
Yeah, it's
Michigan.
west. Look at it.
I
It's
mean,
not west.
slightly.
Yeah, it's slightly west for sure.
But I mean,
No, it's not.
if you had a multiple choice test and you didn't
Excuse
bubble
me,
in south,
if
you'd
you're
have been wrong.
thinking, I'm looking at this from a y-axis perspective. Okay.
Whoa.
X-axis
Never
might as
eat
well not
sour
exist.
watermelon. It's
Wait,
not
hold
west.
up.
Yeah, it is.
You see that green part above Wisconsin? That's also Michigan.
That's also
which
Michigan.
is
It
west
is.
of
It
Indiana.
is.
I
It is,
forgot
look.
about the Upper Peninsula.
Yep.
Classic yuppers.
Yeah.
I'm
Forgot
sorry.
about
How
the
much does
peninsula,
Wisconsin
too.
Excuse
suck
me,
to just let Michigan take that?
Yeah, I know.
Yeah,
Like,
right?
how is that not Wisconsin?
That's
Wisconsin's like, guys, look,
territory.
we don't want to
Big
get in
land
trouble.
grab.
Like, you can have it. You can have the upper part of the state. We'll just be a little bit smaller.
That's why Wisconsin doesn't have a national championship.
That's facts.
I mean, I should have been clear. That's on me. I meant mainland Michigan when I was talking about it being west. I apologize. I wasn't. I sometimes, it's crazy, but if you guys know anything about Michigan culture, sometimes the Upper Peninsula, the yuppers, it's almost like
You wanna
considered to
know-
be like a different part, like a
Just
different
stop.
culture altogether.
Just stop. One of the things that like I had a T-Bob moment on a map.
Congratulations.
Whenever I got to San Diego is actually north of Shreveport. Like I never would have thought that.
I mean,
Yeah.
I
Like,
guess
you think
all of California
You
is
think
north of.
Southern California,
Yeah.
and you're thinking, oh, like I'm touching, like I can drive to Mexico in about 15 minutes.
No.
It's actually north of Shreveport.
Yeah, bro. We down here in the drain.
Yeah.
We down here in the drain of the states. Just everything funneling down
Yeah.
into the swamp.
It's true, it does.
And it all results in a wonderful original production of Nutcracker. By
Y'all,
Adventure.
if y'all don't go see this Nutcracker, support our guy.
Let me wear the costume. I
Sell
said I was
this-
going to sell tickets.
I know. Sell this thing out. Is it like? Do we know numbers? No.
I think it's probably close on Saturday. I'm not sure though. I don't know this year. Last year, I think 3 of the 4 shows sold out. So
okay,
we had some work to do.
We need 4 of 4.
We need 4 of 4.
We need 4 of 4. Go
Wait,
buy
where
your
do
tickets.
you get tickets at?
Let me get you. So you just want to make sure that you're going to the Baton Rouge Ballet website. I think it's brballet.org, but I can give me 1 second.
It is BatonRougeBallet.org.
Okay, BatonRougeBallet.org. That's where you want to go. BatonRougeBallet.org. All right, let's go to break. When we get back, more to beat.
Off the bench.
Get Gordon and get it done. 225-888-8888. Gordon McKernan Injury Attorney is there for you when you need them. Okay, going to stand up to those big insurance companies and make sure that you get what you deserve. Because isn't that the damnedest thing? You pay them every single month, and when you need them, this thing, no. And it's kind of crazy because, by design, their business model is to kind of tell you no. That's where Gordon comes in. To get those real results that you can see right there on the website. See all the cases they handle. You fill out a consult form. They'll get in touch with you immediately. Go to getgordon.com. Get Gordon. Get it done today.
Go to the website, and like T-Bob said, you can see what they can do for you in the courtroom, past client results. All that information is right there on the site. Chat agent's actually going to pull up when you go to the site as well. If you got a question, always at Get Gordon is the handle on all major social media. And we always tell you, because it's also factual, if you're in the state of Louisiana, you just put your area code followed by 888-8888. That's Get Gordon and get it done.
There it is, the extra mile. On the border of expected and extraordinary for those willing to go further. Like vans customized for work or play. With safety and tech to keep you connected. Supported by a 5-star sales, service, and finance team. And backed by the 1-star you know. So go the extra mile. It's never crowded because so few have what it takes to go there. Mercedes-Benz Vans.
Looking for the ultimate game day experience? Come to the Queen Casino in Baton Rouge. Savor game day platters and snacks, plus drink specials at 1717 Kitchen and Cocktail. So come out for game day and let our team make you the MVP. The Queen Casino, where every moment is a win.
The Windsor Senior Living Community in Mandeville, Louisiana is a beautiful, vibrant apartment community geared towards seniors. They are nestled right in the heart of Mandeville, where seniors live a more carefree lifestyle in spacious apartments with the peace of mind that comes from having a little extra help. Call the Windsor at 985-624-8040 to schedule a lunch and tour. Come see how the Windsor can be your passport to peace of mind.
Jerry and Benny Payne began Central Plumbing Company out of their driveway in Tanglewood subdivision. 50 years later and 4 generations down the road, we continue to serve Baton Rouge and the surrounding areas for all of their plumbing needs. Residential, commercial, industrial, or hospitality, Central Plumbing is here 24/7, 365.
We want to thank our customers, family, and friends for 50 years of success.
And looking forward to 50 more.
Gulf Coast Office Products is a nationally recognized Savin office equipment dealer based right here in Louisiana. Over 100 employees strong, Gulf Coast has the boots on the ground to support all vertical markets, from education, engineering, legal, and finance. With the latest in office technology, from desktop to production segment units, Gulf Coast and Savin have the perfect fit for you. Call 225-756-2644. That's 756-2644 for Gulf Coast Office Products.
I've been doing business with Luba for 25 years. They're dependable, trustworthy. It's just the attention to detail with our clients.
Our folks have years and years of experience. They're highly trained professionals. But many companies have that asset. What I'd like to think makes Luba a bit different is that we use those talents in a way that truly is dedicated to serving the needs of the folks who depend on us.
Sleigh bells ring, are you listening? In the lane, snow is glistening.
Back to sports talk. Maybe. Off the bench.
Walking in a winter wonderland. Gone away.
Give it to me, Buble.
The bluebird, here to stay is a new bird.
The Buble bird.
Sing a love song while we stroll along. Walking in a winter wonderland.
No, he's not doing that. That's very disrespectful. I saw something like Michael Bublé is like the ultimate fantasy football player.
Really?
And like takes it like as serious as anybody.
Him and Chalamet.
He's from Canada too. Shout out.
Can we get in touch with him and like put him on a league next year?
Yeah, I mean, look,
That'd
as
be
the
fun.
resident fantasy expert on the show, I'll reach out to him.
Yeah, you should
for sure.
Yeah, he is Canadian. Did we
Yeah.
already talk about Bill Belichick?
No,
Okay.
but chat real quick. We did see that Deshaun Womack went to Ole Miss. We talked about it during a break. I think that's what T-Bob said during the break as well. So yeah, we saw it.
More like Deshaun Womack.
Yeah.
Ho whack.
Yeah.
Oh, let's go, Tay.
There you go.
Let's go.
Deshaun Womack me
He's a
off.
hoe for leaving, and it was a whack move. There you go.
Yep.
Well, I was gonna say.
Nah, look, dude, whatever. Go get your money. But like, Deshaun Womack did nothing. And I've heard, rumors. We've heard rumors, I guess you could say, that they like maybe didn't pursue people in an effort to keep him happy and have him not transfer. So like, let this be. If that is true, that's a big if. If that is true, let this be a lesson to all coaches out there. You can't play those games. Like, not unless you think you got some sort of certified superstar. Can't play those games. Get the heck up out of here.
Yeah, if you're scared of competition in this day and age of college football, you
Don't
might as
want
well
you.
pick something else to do.
Don't want you.
Because it's going to happen. It's
Get
going
out
to
of
happen
here.
every
Yeah, because
cycle.
guess what? Like, if you're not good, they're going to bring someone in. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So either get better and compete or get on, And who knows? And to be fair to Womack here, situation does matter. And, maybe he ends up doing awesome at Ole Miss. Like, sometimes it just doesn't work in his face. You see this in the NFL all the time. I think you're going to see it. You see it in college more and more now in the portal era where a guy sucks here, can't get it done, and then maybe it's coaching, maybe he's like more happy off the field, maybe it's scheme. Like there's a million things that it could be. So I don't really like wish bad on Deshaun Womack, but like, you know, if you're going to leave LSU and go play for Ole Miss, like you're dead. You know, you're dead to me. Bottom line.
You could take a look at what the other edges on this team did, which was raise their level of play with Kevin Peoples as the edge rusher, edge rushing coach. I don't think it's coaching or scheme or anything. For whatever reason, he didn't turn that corner that I think everyone expected him to turn. No. Maybe he does it at Ole Miss. Maybe he does. But, I'm sure LSU had an opportunity maybe to compete with whatever to keep him here, and looks like they decided not to. I mean, he stayed at home in Florida too.
Yeah, I ain't paying. I would go. I'd go put that money into a new guy. I had this guy.
It's not to say that you don't need it. I mean, you need like 3 edges. Maybe not 3. That's too big. You need 2. You at least need 2. I mean, you have Gabe Relaford, who's certainly a true freshman.
Who's really coming on in the end.
Suggs went in the portal yesterday too. But
I saw that, and but what?
No, I'm saying, but like I think that's more of the guys at his position being very young players that are already showing a lot of promise, and Guillory coming back.
It just sucks because I feel for Suggs because if I was in his situation, I'd probably be a bit frustrated too, because I don't think anybody had a higher impact to play ratio than did Javier Suggs on interior D-line. But I also understand he's a bit smaller, and so he's maybe not, from a body standpoint, viewed as the best down-to-down guy. Maybe he could have been if they'd have given more a shot, but he probably, he wants to play more. And Javier Suggs, and therein lies also a key difference, right? Is like Javier Suggs, I understand why he wants more because he proved on the field that he deserves more with his play. I did not see that out of Deshaun Womack. Maybe that works out for him at Ole Miss. And to be fair, I mean, look, they had very good edge guys this year. It's a good is that system? I don't know. We'll see. But yeah, I'm bummed about Javier Suggs, but I'm also like I wish him the absolute best because he was a pleasure to watch this season.
Yeah, I'm right there with you. He was, and certainly like early it was with his pass rush, and then he became much better in the run game. Even the last game against Oklahoma, I thought maybe was his best overall game as far as like
plays
what
where he just pancaked the lineman in the backfield,
kind of into the running back. So, hey, can you do me a favor, Tay? Can you pull up a picture of Ben Bell from Texas State? It's an edge rusher who is currently the highest rated edge rusher in the transfer portal. Deshaun Womack, by the way, was 3rd. I think it was 51st overall. This player is actually the 4th overall rated player inside of the transfer portal, just because I want T-Bob to see his headshot.
Ben Bell, is that Bill Tell's brother? Get it? Now you're like, okay.
No, I need well, I mean that's good, 2 wrist guards, but I need his like actual like.
That guy plays hard.
Yes,
but I guarantee
I need like his program, hard. And if you see the one I'm talking about, you'll know why.
Now let's revisit the Bill Tell joke for a second here, because you think I was just being random, but what's Bill short for? William Tell. What did William Tell do?
Telephone.
I don't know, to be honest. I just know it's a name.
I don't know either.
I think the William Tell overture is a thing. And did
You're
he
just
fire?
Throwing out words at
did
me
he
that
fire an apple off of someone's head? Was that William Tell?
Oh no!
Whoa! This is Bill Bell. Ben Bell.
Yes, that's the one I wanted. That's Ben Bell. That's why I brought him up. That's what I wanted to hear. We need that guy.
Look at that greasy redhead.
Holy Game of Thrones.
Yeah,
we need him.
I mean,
psycho white boy always
exactly.
works.
Always. You need a couple of them.
On the D-line, you want a psycho white boy. You need representation matters. You need one. I don't need more than one. Maybe only room for one, but I need one. And right now you have 0. Ben Bell would definitely maybe go to. Wait. I'm being dumb. He was the one time I watched Texas State this year.
Arizona State game?
Was that Thursday night Arizona State game, and he was awesome.
Yeah,
he was kicking ass the entire time.
I'm telling you,
dude.
Right now he is the 4th rated player in the portal. He's from Cedar Park, Texas.
Where's he want to go though? Does he want to go to like tag team?
I don't know. I mean, he didn't look like a Texas player.
Sark's going to show up with his tight pants and his stupid burnt orange glasses.
Let's see. Did he go to Louisiana Tech as well? I know he committed there.
William
funniest
Tell's
picture-
a mountain
He
climber,
did.
by
He
the
did,
way.
Jake. He went there
Really?
for 2 years.
Yeah.
A mountain climber.
And a
Yeah.
marksman with a crossbow.
he's
Okay,
already-
marksman. Exactly. Apple on the head. Thank you.
All right, so he's already been in Louisiana at Tech. Then he transfers to Texas State.
Oh, he was at La Tech.
Yeah.
He was at Tech in 2020 and
Come
2021.
on home, Benny Belly.
This will actually be his 6th year of college football. coming up.
Good. Salty vet psycho white boy.
I'm all in.
He only played in 4 games this year because of injury, which is why he got that extra year.
Alondra, look at
3.5
the William
sacks
Tell
in 4
overture.
games.
Yeah, I'll give the
hold
recruiting
on.
pitch.
I'm
If
trying
you
to
need me
see-
on the squad, I'll do it.
I'm trying to see what high school Ben Bell went to because I might be able to get a little recruiting
Well, you know
pitch
what's
in, too.
crazy? I mean, you know what's wild about Ben is that
Oh,
he
if
is
this is not
actually
serious-
of the
Not-
Alexander
not
Graham
serious.
Bell family.
He went to
It's
Cedar
not.
Park,
Yes, he is. He's
You
an
went to Cedar
offshoot.
Park?
hometown Cedar Park, Texas.
How far is that from you?
Not far at all. It's literally the next town over.
All right, I need you on the case. Call
go.
Ben.
Don't divert your focus.
From Zuck.
Yes. You need to.
I can handle.
Zuck.
Yeah. I can multitask.
Okay, good.
Me and
luck.
Jake, we're going to Cedar Park and we're getting Ben Bell.
Okay, me and Taylor are going to Cedar Point. We're going to ride roller coasters.
I'm down.
Let us know how it goes, and we'll let you know how it goes.
Okay.
I've never been to Cedar Point. It's one of the great failures of my life. One day.
One of the great failures of your life.
Yeah.
What are the others?
Oh, not checking email. Yeah, I told Jonna that yesterday. She asked me, "How are you an adult?" I said, "It's literally the biggest failing of my adult life."
Okay,
who
so
asked
it
you
turns out William Tell's
Jonna,
not
the director.
real.
What?
Turns out William Tell's not a real person.
No, of course not.
He's a folk hero.
Yeah, part of the Canterbury Tales.
The hell are you
I don't remember him from the Canterbury Tales.
I don't remember the Canterbury Tales, but I always want to. I want to read them again one day. I think I slept during most of high school English when we did
That
them. Bums me out.
really,
Yeah.
I loved
I do think the greatest.
No, I loved English too, but like senior year, we were always staying up late, blah, blah. And I had an English teacher who he had the weirdest teach style. He would look at the ceiling the whole time. And unfortunately, so nice, but unfortunately, be so tired, and I would sleep, and he would just never call anybody out for sleeping. So you just have an entire room of sleeping kids. It's sad. I love you, Mr. Jones, though. You're a good teacher, dude.
I went to summer school every year to get ahead, and so my senior year, I
Behind
only
the gym.
had football, and then one other class in third hour, and then I was done.
What?
I was done.
That's awesome.
Yeah, so I go to
You
third
were on
hour.
that
and I was
Cajun
done.
Cannon post-state championship schedule.
But mine was legal.
But y'all weren't
Like, I was
going to
done.
Grand Isle.
I was
Yeah.
legal.
You weren't actually
Yeah.
engaging in truancy.
No, I went to summer school every single year, and so that way I was ahead. So my senior year, then I'd stay up there, have lunch with my eventual wife, Katie, and then I'd leave.
Wait, so when did you get a body?
What?
You said you were ahead.
What is he doing?
You said you were ahead. When did you get a body?
Why does he keep doing
You
this?
got to stop.
I'm on fire today, guys.
No, you're not.
See, this is what
I think
happens.
you are.
This is what happens if I don't have a computer. We're just riffing. Riff, bam, improv,
Oh, I didn't even
bam.
notice you didn't have your
Hit it.
computer.
I got nothing. Just out here naked except for this beautiful
You
costume.
got your phone.
I do have my phone.
You could use that
Well, I got it plugged in.
somewhere.
Below my feet. The charger's not long enough.
There's. You can put it right there.
I tried to plug when it fit. I know.
Classic.
Classic. Just too big. Classic. All right. Coming up next.
On that note, let's talk Bill Belichick when we come back.
Yeah,
Finally.
Billy B.
Off the bench.
Pucker me up and slap me sideways. Billy B's back at college football coaching. You know who never left? Plumbing, Central Plumbing. CentralPlumbing.org, 925-8552. 925-8552. CentralPlumbing.org is the website. You go to Central Plumbing today, and they take care of all of your plumbing problems. And have been for half a century. And how about this? 24/7 emergency service. So, during this holiday season, something goes awry. That sucks, but Central Plumbing is there for you when you need them. Flat rate pricing, licensed, bond insured employees, great warranty coverage. How about gift ideas? You know what that excellent, big gift, but an excellent gift would be? Bathroom remodel. That's Central Plumbing, centralplumbing.org, centralplumbing.org.
T-Bob is right. You can go check out all that remodel game that we talk about. That's home or business. No matter what you're looking to do, new tile, new vanity, new shower, new tub, whatever it is, home or business, they got you covered. Go to the website today, Central Plumbing.
Dylan Cruz here to tell you about Six Rings Baseball and Softball Camp. If you live on the North Shore and play ball, go to Six Rings Camps with former LSU assistant coach Dan Canaveri. His knowledge is second to none, and your child will improve and have fun doing it. Camps were held at Coquille Park and Six Rings Academy in Covington with 4 sessions over the summer. Full day and morning only sessions are available from ages 7 to 13. Go to sixringsbaseball.com or call 985-206-9096. Learn the game to love the game.
Breck teamed up to reimagine your parks, and you imagined big. With your help, we went to work, creating 12 beautiful community parks across the parish. A family-sized water park, miles and miles of trails, and parks just for your dogs. There are more places to splash, to explore, to run wild, and even soar. You imagined, we delivered. Gold. Breck, your #1 park system in the nation.
Electricity is all around us, and our families depend on it. Every day is sparked by the power of a cold drink or a warm meal, a movie night, and a comforting light at the end of a dark hallway. From sunrise to sunset, playtime to bedtime, our team is ready to take care of your electrical needs, even in the case of an after-hours emergency. The light in your life shines brighter with Mr. Electric.
Hey, it's Matt Moscona. For years, you've heard me tell you about Insurance Network of Louisiana, helping you find better coverage for less money. But it's not just for your home and auto. They also offer commercial property. So, retail stores, professional offices like doctors, dentists, attorneys, clothing boutiques. Insurance Network of Louisiana can find you better coverage for less money. They service the entire state of Louisiana, and they're local. So call today at 293-0450 or lainsurance.net.
Back to sports talk. Maybe. Off the bench.
Obviously. All right, welcome back.
I was about to say, does he know we're back?
To OTB 104.5
I'm playing the song you told me to play and
ESPN Baton
everything.
Rouge.
So this is William Tell Overture.
So I didn't know that that's what this was.
Yeah. So like I said, this is what goes through Ben Bell's head every time he's rushing the passer. Turn this up.
I don't think that's what's going through his head when he's rushing the passer.
I could think of worse pass rushing songs, but yeah, it's
This is
probably
a good
not.
pass rushing song. This is a good pass rushing song. Don't lie.
No, it's not.
It's not.
What do you mean? And then like,
Again, there could be worse.
I want him
don't
to be
think this is
having
it.
some like
Listen.
Metallica.
Look, this is crashing, bashing, the trenches, swims, rips, spins.
No.
Quarterback down, celebrate.
What, you're going to celebrate with some...
To the quarterback, my friends.
Does Ben Bell talk like that?
Tell me, this doesn't make you want to ride a horse? Throw a freaking spear?
I mean, it kind of does a little bit, but I
Yeah.
still don't think it's a good pass rushing
Yeah, I mean,
song.
if Ben's job was to ride horseback, yes, I'd be all for it.
Look, you can lead a horse to water, but you can't make him understand good opinions. You know? I've said it once, I've said it a million times. Speaking of good opinions, is it a good
You got it.
idea to bring Bill Belichick to UNC?
Yeah.
Here's the pitch from Bill Belichick on the Pat McAfee show.
Let me put this in capital letters. If.
Yeah.
IF. If I was in a college program, the college program would be a pipeline to the NFL for the players that had the ability to play in the NFL. It would be a professional program, training, nutrition, scheme, coaching techniques that would transfer to the NFL. It will be an NFL program at a college level and an education that would get the players ready for their career after football, whether that was the end of their college career or at the end of their pro career. But it would be, geared toward, developing the player, time management, discipline, structure, and all that would be life skills, regardless of whether they're in the NFL or in somewhere in business. And I feel very confident that I have the contacts in the National Football League to pave the way for those players that would have the ability to have the opportunity to compete in the National Football League. Whether they're good enough or not, I don't know, but they would be ready for it. I don't have any doubt about that. So that would be the first comment that I would make. Relative to the structure of the program, it would be an NFL program, but not at the NFL level.
Yeah. All right. That's kind of the end there. So, okay, I'll say this. That's a good pitch, backed up by, obviously, Belichick's innumerable skins on the wall, right? I think, without a doubt, a Belichick team, Jake, in theory, should have a massive schematic advantage almost weekly, right? From a football scheme standpoint. I don't know. I heard some conversation about, is that actually the biggest differences between, like, college and NFL coaches? Like, college are good recruiters, but NFL guys generally, it's more like, whatever, it doesn't matter. My question to you is, how is that pitch that different from what the big teams are already doing? Like, sure, that might separate UNC from where they're at now, of where their kind of peers are at now, but, like, is he going to do what he just said better than Georgia and, Ohio State and Alabama and all these other schools that are putting everybody into the NFL every year?
I think it just depends on who he brings in. Like, who are your assistants? Bill Belichick is one of the best football minds that we've ever had. I mean, think about, like, he is the person that kind of taught Nick Saban a lot.
Yeah.
Right? I mean,
Sure.
that was his mentor. Nick Saban's the greatest college football coach that we've ever seen, and that's trickled down to Kirby Smart and Dan Lanning and all these different coaches. So incredible football mind. Now, could he translate what he knows to the college player? Is it too much information? Like, all those, you get 20-hour rules, and look, those, are suggestions. So,
Yeah.
you go longer than that, but still, like, can
Nowadays,
you,
especially, right?
Yeah,
what are you going to do?
for sure.
NCAA, come at me. Come on.
Yeah,
now. Get
exactly.
out of here,
And
dude.
everybody, does all their classes online, but can you get what you know, and does it make
Wait,
sense?
they
to
aren't even
college?
going to class anymore?
A lot of them don't know.
Weird times. Can you translate? I don't know.
That's difficult. You get now, like, so for me, like,
Because he's very used to being like, if you don't get this, you're out. And I'll find someone who does. And you can't do that.
He's famous for saying, "I'll go down to Foxborough High and I could get somebody that could do that." That was his classic line to everybody. But so, every offense and every defense is going to be a little bit different. That's why a lot of guys struggle when they get to the NFL, because they've been in this vanilla system, offensive, defensive wise. And it's like, no, that's not how we do it here. And I always credit, like, Jimbo got us ready because his system was kind of difficult and it was NFL-like. But can that translate to the college player? We'll see. But who he brings in, to me, is going to be the key to all of this. Like, if he brings in some old head at offensive coordinator that the game's passed him by, that's going to be doomsday for me. But if he's like, hey, I'm going to bring in this
Matt Patricia.
I'm going to bring in somebody that understands offensively where the college game is right now. I have no doubts that defensively they'll get that done.
Yeah, for sure. Bill's going to have
He'll
a good
come up with a
defense.
scheme
1000%.
on defense, and him and his son, they'll come up with a scheme. It'll be great. But offensively, who they actually, who they bring in at coordinator, what kind of offense they're running, like, that to me is going to be as important as anything, because he'll get players there. They're going to pay this man $10 million a year. Their NIL reports, I don't know this, from $4 million to $20 million on their roster.
Yeah, they're gonna, like, to be clear, you don't make this move, and Belichick was very upfront about this, right? He was like, you have to be all in. I need a coaching staff, I need a recruiting staff. Like, we're gonna have to have the money. Yeah, like, no, you don't make this move unless you are willing to spend. And I think UNC sees, look, if I'm one of these big ACC schools, and look at Duke just paying Darren Mensah over about, rumored to be $1.5 million. Like, there's opportunity in the ACC, especially right now, Jake, to climb. You just let freaking SMU come and make the playoffs year one.
Yeah.
I would be pissed if I was UNC or Duke or any of these other schools, Virginia Tech. Like, so, yeah, you commit. And this is commitment. And I'm going to be fascinated to see if it works or not.
I think they'll be better than they are. Will they ever be like a power? We'll find out over time. I would like to make one Belichick dating a young girl joke. Okay, I've avoided it the entire time, but there's a lot of memes online. Do you know the Steve Belichick video where he's like, and he's like licking the air and stuff? I want to do that video and say Bill Belichick looking at the cheerleaders. Okay, that's the only one I'm making though. So there it is. When we get back, let's close out hour 2 of OTB.
Off the bench.
But make that, Taylor. Tweet that. All-Star Toyota BatonRouge.com from the 1045 account. All-Star Toyota of BatonRouge.com. That's the website we go check out some of the incredible deals going down for this year's Toyota-thon. That's right. You need new vehicle, used vehicles, any type of vehicles. Well, they're all there for you, whether it's a big truck. Maybe you want to join me in the MVG, the minivan gang. Maybe you want a beautiful sedan like the Camry, or maybe the luxury SUV like Skoda. Again, all there. Check out the hybrids while you're in there. And remember, we got the Collision Center and Service Center that are open to all makes and models. Doesn't have to be All-Star, doesn't have to be Toyota. All you got to know is you get free estimates, great lines of communication, and quick turnaround time. Go to allstartoyotabatonrouge.com.
Yeah, go there to rent your next Toyota. If you've got a trip coming up, like we told you in hour number 1 for the holidays, maybe you're going to the Texas Bowl, or maybe you're going to a different bowl game, right? It is travel season, and if you're traveling, you need something bigger, better on gas mileage, go ahead and call Miss Lisa Sessions today, allstartoyotabatonrouge.com.
Bayou Ford has the new inventory to get you in a new Ford truck or SUV today, or customize your next vehicle just the way you want. All new Bayou Ford vehicles come with a 1 million mile powertrain warranty. The crew at Bayou Ford is going to do right by you.
At Relief Windows, we're more than windows. We're windows, doors, hardy plank, and vinyl siding. But our number one product is always customer satisfaction. Visit us online at reliefwindows.com.
Jerry and Benny Payne began Central Plumbing Company out of their driveway in Tanglewood Subdivision. 50 years later and 4 generations down the road, we continue to serve Baton Rouge and the surrounding areas for all of their plumbing needs. Residential, commercial, industrial, or hospitality, Central Plumbing is here 24/7, 365.
We want to thank our customers, family, and friends for 50 years of success.
And looking forward to 50 more.
Gulf Coast Office Products is a nationally recognized Savin office equipment dealer based right here in Louisiana. Over 100 employees strong, Gulf Coast has the boots on the ground to support all vertical markets, from education, engineering, legal, and finance. With the latest in office technology, from desktop to production segment units, Gulf Coast and Savin have the perfect fit for you. Call 225-756-2644. That's 756-2644 for Gulf Coast Office Products.
I've been doing business with Luba for 25 years. They're dependable, trustworthy. It's just the attention to detail with our clients.
Our folks have years and years of experience. They're highly trained professionals, but many companies have that asset. What I'd like to think makes Luba a bit different is that we use those talents in a way that truly is dedicated.
I'm dreaming of a white Christmas, just like the ones I used to know.
Welcome back to the 9th-ranked morning sports show in America, Off the Bench.
And children, listen. Sleigh bells in the snow. Welcome back, OTB. Hey guys, I do want to remind you real quick. K to Z Windows. If you're thinking about, so I was talking to K to Z, and if you're thinking about getting a shade for your outdoor living area, make it a bit more comfortable. We talked about a lot during football season, right? You can be grilling, chilling, staying cool, maybe take away glare from TV. Jake has it as his house. I've been informed that due to like how the market works, now is the time to do it. As most companies and the companies they work with are going to have a price increase in January. So if you want to get in at the best possible price, get that outdoor shade. And then as always, any of your window coverings. It's all there at KTOZblinds.com, KTOZblinds.com. And if you're looking for a gift idea for wifey, right? Think about maybe if we're going along traditional roles, your dad's outside grilling, you get him the shade. If you're looking for a gift for wifey, I mean, come on, baby. Some interior window treatments. I'm actually doing it myself. That's so K to Z Windows, KTOZblinds.com. Yeah, so Jake had to go. I just reminded him that he has a flight to catch for Army Navy. He was supposed to leave about 20 minutes ago, so he straight up is now on the edge of missing the flight. We'll see if he ends up making it or not. I'm going to take you through the next opening segment of the hour, and then we're going to hand it off to the young guns. Tay and Alondra going to take you the rest of the way, and Tay has quite the segments planned for you. So look forward to that. I have to go perform for these kids, just what I do. Very selfless. So we talked Scott Frost, we talked Billy Belichick, Rich Rod back at West Virginia. Let's go. Apparently, McAfee was big in pushing this, as were many former West Virginia kind of golden era players. We'll see if it ends up paying dividends. Sometimes it's hard to recapture that magic, but sometimes you can, right? Even Mac Brown at UNC, they had a little bit of magic going there for a little minute. Maybe Rich Rod can do something similar. That is one of the funny parts about UNC is, you get rid of Mac because you want to go younger, and then you actually go older. Isn't Bill Belichick a year older than Mac Brown? I think maybe 73 to 72.
73, Mac Brown's 72. That might be my biggest pause on that hire. Like, I get it. Mm-hmm. Belichick's been way more successful. You almost hired the same guy.
I don't know about same guy, but you did hire another very old man or very old coach.
Who most believes best years are behind him.
Yeah. But it is weird, though, because we don't have any college years
we have no
from
idea.
which to pull there. So it really could go either way. Who was it, Spencer, that said that William Tell Overture is what's going through Belichick's head when he's walking down Sorority Row? It's a very good joke, Spencer. Congratulations. You win Joke of the Day. And I thought I had a lot of good ones today, so it's a big deal. Hour 3 coming up next.
Off the bench.
The Windsor Senior Living Community in Mandeville, Louisiana is a beautiful, vibrant apartment community geared toward seniors. They are nestled right in the heart of Mandeville, where seniors live a more carefree lifestyle in spacious apartments with the peace of mind that comes from having a little extra help. Call the Windsor at 985-624-8040 to schedule a lunch and tour. Come see how the Windsor can be your passport to peace of mind.
Electricity is all around us, and our families depend on it. Every day is sparked by the power of a cold drink or a warm meal, a movie night, and a comforting light at the end of a dark hallway. From sunrise to sunset, playtime to bedtime, our team is ready to take care of your electrical needs. Even in the case of an after-hours emergency, the light in your life shines brighter with Mr. Electric.
Breck teamed up to reimagine your parks, and you imagined big. With your help, we went to work, creating 12 beautiful community parks across the parish. A family-sized water park, miles and miles of trails, and parks just for your dogs. There are more places to splash, to explore, to run wild, and even soar. You imagined, we delivered. Gold. Breck, your #1 park system in the nation.
There it is, the extra mile, on the border of expected and extraordinary, for those willing to go further, like vans customized for work or play, with safety and tech to keep you connected. supported by a 5-star sales, service, and finance team, and backed by the 1-star you know. So go the extra mile. It's never crowded because so few have what it takes to go there. Mercedes-Benz Vans.
Hey, it's Matt Moscona. For years, you've heard me tell you about Insurance Network of Louisiana, helping you find better coverage for less money. But it's not just for your home and auto. They also offer commercial property. So, retail stores, professional offices like doctors, dentists, attorneys, clothing boutiques. Insurance Network of Louisiana can find you better coverage for less money. They service the entire state of Louisiana, and they're local. So call today at 293-0450 or lainsurance.net.
Jerry and Benny Payne began Central Plumbing Company out of their driveway in Tanglewood Subdivision. 50 years later and 4 generations down the road, we continue to serve Baton Rouge and the surrounding areas for all of their plumbing needs. Residential, commercial, industrial, or hospitality, Central Plumbing is here 24/7, 365.
We want to thank our customers, family, and friends for 50 years of success.
And looking forward to 50 more.
Gulf Coast Office Products is a nationally recognized Savin office equipment dealer based right here in Louisiana. Over 100 employees strong, Gulf Coast has the boots on the ground to support all vertical markets, from education, engineering, legal, and finance. With the latest in office technology, from desktop to production segment units, Gulf Coast and Savin have the perfect fit for you. Call 225-756-2644. That's 756-2644 for Gulf Coast Office Products.
I've been doing business with Luba for 25 years. They're dependable, trustworthy. It's just the attention to detail with our clients.
Our folks have years and years of experience. They're highly trained professionals. But many companies have that asset. What I'd like to think makes Luba a bit different is that we use those talents in a way that truly is dedicated to serving the needs of the folks who depend on us.
Good morning. It's 9 a.m. here on Thursday, December 12th. Today in Baton Rouge, expect mostly sunny skies with a high of 59 in hour 3 of today's show. We'll do Big Deal or No Big Deal at 9 a.m. 9:15, we'll have our Munchie segment with LSU Executive Chef Michael Johnson. We'll talk some LSU football, and then we'll close things out with Ask the Bench. If you missed hours 1 or 2 of the show, you can catch it in the on-demand section at 1045ESPN.com. You can also follow us on Twitter or Instagram at OTB_ESPN. And watch us on YouTube at the 1045 ESPN channel. Hour number 3 of Off the Bench, live from the Mercedes-Benz of Baton Rouge studios, starts now.
It's the most wonderful time of the year, and Off the Bench is here to bring you some holiday cheer. Presented by All-Star Toyota. Join us for a cozy chat about sports, laughter, and the spirit of Christmas live from the Mercedes-Benz of Baton Rouge studio. Here's Jacob Hester and T-Bob Abear.
Wham! What's up, y'all? Welcome back. OTB. Every next day, give it away. You have laundry?
Oh, no, I was just getting ready.
Okay.
For,
cool.
Get ready, don't have to wait. Stay ready, don't have to get ready.
Exactly. There you go.
This is the best part.
It's time. Hour number 3. So again, I'll be here. I'm leaving after this. You got to go perform for the kids. You got a dress rehearsal for students. Shout out to all the students. You get a little sneak peek of the Nutcracker this weekend. Tay-Tay. We got Big Deal or No Big Deal here. And then coming up next, we got Munchies with Chef Michael Johnson. Did I talk about baking the roux here yet?
No.
I finally did.
Oh, wait, yeah. I think you did,
you told him last week.
Okay.
Yeah.
First off, I think it's the best gumbo I've ever made.
Okay.
My neighbor Blake, who is a man who is very honest in his opinions, and whose opinions I trust deeply because of said honesty. He's highly critical. Even he said it was some of the best he ever had. So that meant a lot to me. But guys, I cannot stress enough how easy baking the roux was. It is such a game changer. And if you're someone like me, I was a bit worried because I like cooking a roux, right? It's fun. You babysit it. You drink beer. I will never I don't think I'll ever do. I'll never do any other way again. You get like a Le Creuset pot, a little cast iron pot. What's it called when it's like cast iron but got the enamel kind of finish? I don't know. It doesn't matter. Maybe that's what it is. But whatever. You put it in there. For me, it's just 3/4 cup of olive oil, 3/4 cup of flour. Mix it up. You bake it at 350. And guys, you stir it. I was a little paranoid, so I think I did it every like 20 minutes, 15, 20 minutes. But I mean, you could probably push it to 30. In about 2.5 hours, you have a perfect roux because it's not that flame source. It cooks evenly throughout. So it doesn't need as much moving because it's not burning. And I mean, so you can chop all your veggies, do whatever else you need to do around the house. And you just set your little timer, and every now and then you go in there, move it around, put it back. It is a game changer, and it's perfectly evenly cooked throughout throughout its entirety. So cannot recommend enough. Shout out to Chef Johnson for him up. Now, my neighbor was telling me about a dry roux, though. You all ever heard of a dry roux?
I have not.
I didn't know this. So basically,
how similar to like a dry rub?
I don't think so, because basically I think you're just, and I could be wrong here. I mean, maybe you can ask Chef about this. But I think you're like basically just browning the flour to then, if you need and then you can save it. And if you want kind of like an instant roux, you just add oil, which is interesting to me. I've never tried it before. I would try it for sure. But again, guys, baking the roux, absolute game changer, and so easy. Taylor could do it, you know?
T-Bob, I'm pretty bad in the kitchen. I don't say that so confidently.
No, bro. I didn't know you're bad in the kitchen. I was just, classic being mean to you for no reason.
I think you're giving me too much credit here.
Even you could do it. I mean, literally, dude.
Okay.
The oil and the flour, just put it in the pot, mix it together, put it in the oven at 350, stir it once every 30 minutes. That's it. You don't think about it. You don't do anything until it gets to the color that you want to get to. Now, you might pull it a little early because you're a coward, but don't. Okay? Get that dark, rich chocolate color. All right, which time? Actually, before that, let me talk to you about Trash Rangers. Go to trashrangers.com today for all your local trash removal needs, be it residential or commercial, right? If you're a business and you need your trash removal needs met, services here in South Louisiana, we got you. If you're a business, it's anywhere in the listening area, you can choose Trash Rangers. And we understand, as a local business ourselves, the flexible needs of businesses, and therefore we are particularly well suited to meeting said needs. Also, because we're your neighbors, we give a damn, we're here. You can talk to us. So if you need front-load dumpsters emptied anywhere from 1 to 6 days a week, you need some big roll-off dumpsters for a project, Trash Rangers is your answer. Remember, residentially, if you're in Livingston Parish, Ascension Parish, you're lucky. You get to make a choice. You make the switch to Trash Rangers just like all your neighbors did. There's a reason why you see those red cans popping up everywhere. TrashRangers.com. All right, let's do a little big deal or no big deal.
Ain't no big deal.
Big deal.
No big deal.
Big deal.
No big deal.
No big deal.
No big deal.
All right, so Aaron Rodgers goes on the Pat McAfee show, right? And so the other day he went on the Pat McAfee show to bemoan the content decisions of ESPN. Saying, quote, I'm talking about these experts on TV who nobody remembers what they did in their career. So in order for them to stay relevant, they have to make comments that keep them going in the conversation. That wasn't going on in 08, 09. SportsCenter, my youth, those guys made highlights so much fun. And that's what they showed on SportsCenter. Now it's all talk shows, and people's whose opinions are so important now. And they believe they're the celebrities now. They're the stars, just being able to talk about sports or give a take about sports. Many which are unfounded or asinine, as we all know. But that's the environment we're in now. I mean, Am I crazy, or is that a distinct lack of self-awareness?
Well, that's
from
what I was
Aaron
about to
Rodgers?
say. Aaron Rodgers continually makes comments to stay relevant. It's certainly not his on-field performance that's keeping his ass relevant.
That's what I'm saying. It's literally exactly what he's doing.
Let me go out here and have something else controversial so my name can stay in the news cycle. It's not going to be on the win-loss column because we're 2-10, but we don't care about that.
Big deal or no big deal? No big deal at all, because, again, it's not like it's whatever. But, like, I just thought that was deeply, I guess maybe ironic.
Hypocritical.
Funny that, yeah, it sounds like he's describing himself. Even down to the 08-09. Wasn't the Aaron Rodgers Super Bowl in, like, 09?
Yeah, 2010 season.
Okay.
So February of 11 should have been.
Never forget, Aaron Rodgers stole an MVP from Drew Brees. That's why he tore his Achilles. Karma. All right, who's up next?
Go, Tay-Tay.
NCAA President Charlie Baker is apparently bullish on the possibility of the NCAA March Madness basketball tournament expanding from their current 68-team model to a 72 or 76-team model in the near future. Big deal or no big deal?
I'm not the best to ask because I don't love or know a ton about college basketball. I like March Madness fine, but I know there are people that like it to an infinitely larger degree. So I feel like I'm kind of bringing an outsider's opinion to this. Where does it end? You know, what are we doing?
Well, they already expanded it a few years ago from 64 to 68.
That's what I'm saying.
To do that first four, and honestly, I don't even like the first four. Like, it's fine. NC State
whatever.
was in the first four 2 years ago, and they made a run to the Final Four.
Oh, that is cool.
That's excellent. It happens every now and then. UCLA's done it before, but yeah, I mean, to your point, like, when does this end? Why not? Why stop at 76? Why not go to 80?
And then like, why not 120? And then you just completely devalue
So
the
let
regular
everybody
season.
in.
So yeah. Participation trophies, right, Alondra?
Yeah.
Yeah. No, I mean,
Wait, so I actually wasn't.
not
I
for
didn't
me.
hear what you said.
Not for me.
So
No,
they're
they're
trying
talking
to
like
about
a Cliff Notes.
expanding the NCAA March Madness
yeah,
field.
and this is like the same thing. March Madness is already so big and so long. Literally
Hey,
the
now.
entire month of March into April.
Yeah.
And like,
Who's April? I apologize. I'm in a good mood. I'm full of caffeine. I apologize.
Yeah, no, I think it is participation trophies, and it's kind of the same thing that like how I felt. The 12-team college football playoff is growing on me, but like at first I was like, just because it's more football, but like. At first, I'm like, okay, the next argument's going to be like, it should be a 14-team playoff.
Well,
because
14 does seem to be on the way.
And that's what I'm saying. Like, at what point are we going to stop? Like, because then it's going to be like 16-team playoff. Like, oh, Bama and Miami got screwed out of being in the playoffs. Like, that's what I said at the beginning of the season, that people were going to have that argument.
Ideally, I agree with you. And that I know we're probably going to go to 14, but 12 is a nice number.
Yeah.
Where that's pretty exclusive.
Yeah.
Because like
Get
if you
the
finish
4 buys with the highest ranked conference champs, 12 is nice.
If you finish top 12 in the country, that's a big deal.
Yes.
Yeah.
Top 16.
Yeah.
Nah. Right?
Yeah.
Like once you get into the teens, it's kind of like,
That's what I'm saying. 14.
And
really?
then as we see from this year, you just allow the big schools unlimited rope to get in. Like they can lose all the games.
Yeah.
But they'll still get in.
Yeah.
So I think we'll
So
go to
no,
14. I don't hate it, but I hope not higher. But yeah, I don't think you should go to 72 for
No.
It's 72
is so
or
many.
76.
No.
Those are his
come
two
on.
models.
Like, I know we want more money
But
and
he
stuff,
did say,
but come on.
guys, we're unlikely to grow any past 76. 76 is enough.
Sure.
That's what we said when we had the first 4. We're expanding it to 68.
I told my wife I was unlikely to grow
ago.
past 6, but then I started Kegel. So there you go.
There you go.
You went to Goodwood.
And Goodwood. Shout out penile enhancement.
What does that mean?
I think if you want to enhance your penile.
I think it's pretty eponymous.
Okay.
I don't know if that's actually the correct word. I think it's pretty self-explanatory.
I don't know because, like, I don't know, I'm not going to get into it, but.
I think it makes sense.
You know what? Why don't you go schedule a consult with Goodwood?
Okay,
and they can
Can Goodwood do anything for me?
Look,
but you'll find out what it is when you go to the appointment.
Exactly.
They'll tell you all about it.
Do you have a? No, I'm not going to say it. Never mind. Go ahead.
Big deal or no big deal? Can I interest you in some aliens, possibly?
I'm always interested in aliens.
Okay, New Jersey. Have you heard about this going on? There's some drones.
No.
Flying
What are we
all
talking about?
over New Jersey for like There's been some mysterious drone sightings in New Jersey that nobody knows where they're coming from. Nobody knows where they are. Nobody knows what these drones are.
I'm sorry, but if it's drones, it just feels like military tech to me.
Yeah.
But they're not. It's not military.
Hopefully not
That's what they're
enemy.
saying.
Well, unless it's enemy military tech or unless it's super secret U.S. military tech.
I'm pretty sure.
I hope it's the latter. My big fear, whenever I see videos like the crazy little bean videos, you know, where that thing's moving in all sort of insane directions, my big fear is never aliens.
Mm-hmm.
It's like
China. Mine's
subsonic,
China.
yeah, like subsonic
Yeah.
travel being discovered by like China or Russia or someone like that.
So this guy tried to fly his, like some regular civilian.
Yeah.
Tried to fly his drone up to see what these drones were talking about, and all of the connection was lost when he flew his drone up there. It was the aliens messing with it.
Again.
And they're going in like zigzag patterns.
No,
Like,
no,
why
that's
are
what
we
I'm
zigzagging?
saying. No, that's what I'm saying though. Like
Yeah.
it's like the theory on technology and magic, where technology so advanced can be basically indiscernible from magic. So I get that it may feel like aliens, but I think the way scarier and more realistic thing is that it's
China
human technology that somebody else has developed, or hopefully we've developed. But yeah,
I mean,
Did you see that
unless
China
we're
has
sitting here on the
drone
edge of
birds?
World War III.
Did you see China has drone birds?
Like birds
Like
that are
birds
drones.
yes, that's what I'm saying. Like y'all call people conspiracy
they had
theorists, and these
they had
things
the,
are
what
real.
was it, the balloons?
Are birds
they had
real?
the balloons.
That's what I'm saying. You call people that
no,
like
are birds real?
some of them,
Yes.
yes.
Okay.
I would say
I would
90% of the birds I've seen are real. Yes.
I don't know. Like
I
how
said
close?
90.
How close have
Isn't
you
there a
gotten
big?
to it?
Isn't there a big conspiracy that birds aren't real?
That's what I'm saying.
Yeah, that's what she's saying.
Calling it a conspiracy
I mean, guys,
theory with
everything
the
can't
birds.
be a conspiracy.
That's exactly. It's not a
Taylor,
conspiracy. The bird drones are real.
Have you ever had a bird?
My brother did. Yeah.
Yeah, I used to have two parakeets.
Have you ever touched a wild bird?
No.
How do you know it's real then?
I don't. I just
Exactly. Have you ever chewed up a worm and spit it into a baby bird's mouth?
I've not.
Okay, exactly.
You know, never.
Seems
never
like a
had the
pretty
opportunity.
dumb way to feed your kids, doesn't it?
Yeah.
It does too, bud.
Yeah, I don't think birds are real.
I got one more for us.
Yeah.
Big deal or no big deal? T-Bob, if you would have won the Jacobs Blocking Award in college, that would have been a big deal, right?
Yeah.
How would you feel if you had to split it with somebody?
I mean, I'd probably still be pretty pumped. I mean, no, I don't think so. I'd be very
that's
excited.
exactly
So I
what
go,
the Jacobs Award did. Will Campbell wins the Jacobs Blocking Award
Hell
for this
yeah.
year, but Kelvin Banks of Texas also wins the Jacobs Blocking Award. Splitting awards, big deal or no big deal?
I'm going to go no big deal. I would still feel very accomplished. But I'm also not a premier athlete like Will Campbell or Kelvin Banks. Like, they exist in a world where their expectations are much higher. So I could understand them maybe feeling a bit miffed by it. But
you know what?
No, I would. I mean, I was
think-
pumped for SEC honorable mention.
I
Right?
think
I told you that yesterday.
I think they've both had such good years. I think Travis Hunter, Nash, and Gene T should both get the Heisman. I do. I think they should both get it. I think the Jacobs Award got it right.
I get what
Give them
you're
both the
doing here.
Heisman.
I get what you're doing here. You don't split the Heisman. You don't care about the Jacobs Award, so shut up. You don't care about it.
If I win
Be
the
honest,
Jacobs
you don't care.
Award, I would
You do
be
not care about the
livid
Jacobs
if I had
Award.
to split it with someone.
Yeah, exactly.
Now, did they cut the trophy in half,
Well, they
or
should-
did they make two of them? That's my bigger question.
Well, why didn't they split the Bolitnikov between Malik and
The Splitnikov?
the Splitnikov?
Because
Marvin
guess
Harrison
what?
Jr.?
Nobody cares about a lineman. Y'all just think you do. You do,
I
but
care.
you don't. You do, but you don't. To be honest.
I care.
I kind of do get what you're saying, though. It's a dangerous precedent to set.
It goes back to let's just expand it to 76 teams.
Yeah,
guys.
you don't want to be.
Let's just let everybody in.
Too many awards. That is fair. You've actually brought me around to your point a bit here, Taylor.
No, I do. I think cut the Heisman in half, and just give it to GT and Hunter. Just don't even vote. Let them have it.
That's what OJ did.
Right down the middle.
It wasn't down the middle.
No, and it wasn't a Heisman. It was a
No,
person.
it was.
2
actually.
Did OJ Simpson die?
Yes, recently.
That's right.
He had
Yeah, like
cancer.
within the past year. Right?
Do you think that
Forgot
like
about
on
that.
his deathbed he was like, "No, guys, it was me."
I mean, he wrote a book said, if I did it. Like, he told us. you
Yeah,
know? He told us.
Yeah, but do you think that he straight up came out and was like, "Guys, I
No.
did it"?
I think
No.
OJ. I think OJ
He took it to the
told
grave.
that story so long that he actually believed it. I don't think he would ever come out and say it.
Just
OJ
gaslit
died
everybody.
thinking about, like, he was angry that he never pushed his drive to 350
Yeah.
on the range.
Yeah, probably.
All right, that'll do it. Big deal or no big deal. When we get back, Munchies with Chef Michael Johnson. Get your Munchies questions in the chat, and Taylor will be your mouthpiece. Coming up next.
Off the bench.
At Relief Windows, we're more than windows. We're windows, doors, party plank, and vinyl siding. But our number one product is always customer satisfaction. Visit us online at reliefwindows.com. Oh, by the way, we do shutters too.
At Ochsner, we know healing is a team sport. That's why we've partnered with world-renowned orthopedic surgeon Dr. James Andrews to create the Ochsner Andrews Orthopedics and Sports Medicine Institute. Whether you're a professional athlete or a weekend warrior, our team of specialists are dedicated to getting you back in the game. So whatever your reasons are for reaching your personal best, we've only got one: you. Ochsner Andrews Institute. Long live you.
Dylan Cruz here to tell you about Six Rings Baseball and Softball Camp. If you live on the North Shore and play ball, go to Six Rings Camps with former LSU assistant coach Dan Canaveri. His knowledge is second to none, and your child will improve and have fun doing it. Camps were held at Coquille Park and Six Rings Academy in Covington with 4 sessions over the summer. Full day and morning only sessions are available from ages 7 to 13. Go to sixringsbaseball.com or call 985-206-9096. Learn the game to love the game.
Breck teamed up to reimagine your parks, and you imagined big. With your help, we went to work, creating 12 beautiful community parks across the parish. A family-sized water park, miles and miles of trails, and parks just for your dogs. There are more places to splash, to explore, to run wild, and even soar. You imagined, we delivered. Gold. Breck, your #1 park system in the nation.
Electricity is all around us, and our families depend on it. Every day is sparked by the power of a cold drink or a warm meal, a movie night, and a comforting light at the end of a dark hallway. From sunrise to sunset, playtime to bedtime, our team is ready to take care of your electrical needs, even in the case of an after-hours emergency. The light in your life shines brighter with Mr. Electric.
Hey, it's Matt Moscona. For years, you've heard me tell you about Insurance Network of Louisiana, helping you find better coverage for less money. But it's not just for your home and auto. They also offer commercial property. So, retail stores, professional offices like doctors, dentists, attorneys, clothing boutiques. Insurance Network of Louisiana can find you better coverage for less money. They service the entire state of Louisiana, and they're local. So call today at 293-0450 or lainsurance.net.
Jerry and Benny Payne began Central Plumbing Company out of their driveway in Tanglewood subdivision. 50 years later and 4 generations down the road, we continue to serve Baton Rouge and the surrounding areas for all of their plumbing needs. Residential, commercial, industrial, or hospitality, Central Plumbing is here 24/7, 365.
We want to thank our customers.
Back to sports talk. Maybe. Off the bench.
Welcome back into Off the Bench. Taylor Sharp here with you, and we're going to drive you home for the next 3 segments or so. So a little bit of a crazy show. Jake had to leave at 8:30 to catch his plane. He's going to be going to the Army-Navy games. He's going to be in our nation's capital. T-Bob was here, missed the first 2 segments because of Nutcracker, now missing the last 3 also because of Nutcracker. But look, we're very pleased right now to be joined by LSU Executive Chef Michael Johnson. We do it at 9:15 every Thursday. Chef, how are you today?
I'm good, guys.
All right, so I don't know if you heard any of that, but T-Bob's out, Jake's out, so we're gonna be kind of handling it from this point forward. But T-Bob told me to ask you before he left about a dry roux. He said he had been hearing a lot about making a dry roux. How does that process work?
Yeah, so you bake your flour without the oil in it, and it's kind of the same. It takes longer, right? It's kind of like baking a loaf of bread, if you will, and you put it in the dry pan, cast iron preferably, something that translates heat really well and efficiently, something that doesn't lose heat easily, and you bake it, and and periodically you continuously stir the flour so that the surface area of the heat source is constantly having new flour to be browned. It's akin to baking a loaf of bread, but if you can imagine how much flour internally is in there, you're having to move that roux around quite a bit during the baking process. You're looking for an evenly browned flour, which is it can be done, but it's so much more efficient with the oil, right? Like the oil helps transfer the dry heat from the oven into a heat that is evenly distributed through the oil, if that makes sense, and that's going to brown flour a lot more efficiently than air.
So T-Bob actually was not far off. He said he wasn't quite sure what it was. He said this were his initial thoughts on it. He was not far off from where what you just explained. So I'll have to explain that to him. Chef, the last couple of weeks we've had you on, all we've talked about is, hey, favorite Thanksgiving foods. What type of meat do you cook? The sides. Somebody wants to know, what is a go-to side for you as far as Christmas dinner goes?
Oh, man. I'm kind of like, I'm an old school mashed potatoes and gravy guy, but I like the skins on, and I like Yukon Gold potatoes. Butter and cream, and when I eat at the holidays, I splurge. We might make mashed potatoes with chicken stock and milk or something of that nature to make them healthier here. But during the holidays, it's going to be butter and cream, right? I like green bean casserole, like with the crunchy onions or like crispy jalapenos on top. Believe it or not, I don't like sweet potatoes in the traditional manner with cinnamon and brown sugar. I like sweet potatoes, like baked in the shell with butter and cayenne and white pepper. I don't like to sweeten them up a whole lot. I like the flavor of the sweet potato, and I don't like to mask that with cinnamon and sugar. I like mac and cheese too, brother. If I don't have mac and cheese during Christmas, it's gonna be a weird Christmas.
So I know you've mentioned mac and cheese before with Jake and T-Bob, but I got to ask this because I am a huge mac and cheese fan. What is your go-to best way to make mac and cheese?
Well, I like queso. I like white queso. I like queso blanco. And we actually have a kind of a lot of people will make their milk and thicken it with roux. We have it's a cheese product, which I'm embarrassed to even say this, but it's like it's a queso bravo or something of that nature, where it has tomatoes and some spice in it. And, we'll put that into our milk and kind of thicken the milk with that. And if it needs a little bit of roux, thicken it up that way. But I like white, I like Blanco mac and cheese, and I like it creamy. I don't like that baked mac and cheese where there's a hard crust on the top. I like it elbows, as far as the
So you're probably not a breadcrumbs guy either then.
I will tolerate breadcrumbs. I will.
Okay.
I will tolerate breadcrumbs, but I also like a mac and cheese. Build your own mac and cheese with available accoutrements, if you will. With like green onions and bacon bits and fried jalapeno straws or fried onion straws, or tell me you need to do a cookbook. I think I have more of an interest in just writing a book and kind of implementing recipes and experiences, and like telling the story of my life. And then when I was at the Olympics, including some of the recipes of the dishes that we cooked at the Olympics. I'm not really a traditional, like cookbook guy. I like telling the story. But I think I have to have enough time to sit down and write to be able to do that. You know what I mean? Like I may have to dictate that while I'm on my feet in the kitchen to somebody.
Hashtag Munchies. Chef, if you want an all-expenses-paid food tasting trip to anywhere in the world, where would you go?
Oh, man, that's tough. It's going to be, man, oh, gosh. Like there's three places that come to mind: Italy, France, and China. And each one of them is so rich in their culture of food that, I don't know, man. I can flip a coin and be happy with any of them, right? I think, like China actually has some of the deeper cooking methodologies that I just, I've never seen and understood. So I probably would choose that so that I had experience and exposure to it, because I've had experience and exposure to French and Italian cooking, but I wouldn't be disappointed with either France or Italy. And, I have this, I've never been overseas before, and touring the entire country and experiencing the local ingredients of each one of those countries. I mean, I can't even fathom what that's like. And then you amplify that to something the size of China, where it's similar. Like each province that you go to has different impact on it. I mean, it's akin to the United States. I mean, you're trying to learn something. The culture of if you were just from somebody outside of the United States coming here, I could imagine how overwhelming that would be. And China is very similar in that nature. Like there's microcultures within the culture that you can experience and pick up. And I think probably China would be my number one, Italy my number two, and then France my number three.
Well, Chef, I was not hungry at the start of this segment, but I definitely am now. Someone asked a question in the chat: making a gumbo this weekend, can I use lard as the base for my roux? You
can. I don't use lard. It's very rich. You definitely can. I myself am trying to eat a little bit healthier, and that's certainly not taking the dive in the healthier direction. But you can. It's going to be super rich, and I'm sure that it tastes good, but it's not necessarily healthy for you. That's for sure.
Chef, before I get you out of here, one more for you, and this is from me. So me and T-Bob were talking right before he left. I am awful in the kitchen. I mean, everything I make somehow turns out wrong. I'll follow the recipe to a T. It just doesn't come out quite like I wanted to. If I wanted to, let's say I wanted to make a fancy dish for my wife that's not that hard to make, what would it be?
I mean, I think grilling proteins is something, grilling a steak is something I think anybody can master. And for the record, I think that you have the capabilities of doing anything in the kitchen that I can. And it's just a matter of finding your confidence. I think some people, and myself included, like I hate recipes because I get into reading the recipe and I forget my common sense about me, right? And I get so stuck on the action of the recipe and what the author is telling me to do that I lose my sensibility of what my common sense is telling me should be the process, right? And so you got to be willing to step away from that process sometimes that is on paper and use your own instincts to say, this doesn't feel right. I think I should be doing this, and take the ingredients of the recipe and put them together in your own manner to where they make sense. And that is what a recipe is all about, right? It's what makes sense to you. So, you can take, and in that case, a steak, like season the steak, grill the steak. You can take some asparagus or broccolini and steam it very lightly and throw it in a saute pan very quick with some butter and saute it real quick and sprinkle some lemon juice and olive oil on it, and it's fantastic. Like simple foods I think are better. Complicated foods are to be appreciated, but in my mind, it's the action of feeding another, I think, that's appreciated. And you can oil potatoes and put them in the oven and roast them and steam some broccolini and throw it in a saute pan very quickly. And it'd be one of the best meals that you've had for her because it was you making it. You know what I'm saying? And you don't have to complicate food for it to be appreciated, I don't think. I think it's the action of cooking for somebody else that is really loved,
All right, simplicity is the best. You heard it there from Chef Michael Johnson. Chef, thank you so much for hopping on with us today.
Of course. Take care, guys.
That was Munchies with Chef Michael Johnson. We're going to take a quick time out. When we get back, I want to take a look at a mock draft, but not for the reason you may think. Some important player for LSU is not included in the first-round mock, and it's becoming a trend. We'll talk about that on the other side of this break here on Off the Bench, 104.5 ESPN. Okay, we're not going to go to break just quite yet. We do not have a live read here. So, look, what I want to talk about coming up next segment after this break, Emory Jones. So, if you look at all the mock drafts as far as the first round goes, Emory Jones is not included in any of these mock drafts in the first round. We'll talk about whether or not he comes back because the three big names we had considered, hey, these are must-gets for LSU as far as returning players. It was Garrett Nussmeier, which we already have in the boat, Emory Jones, and Harold Perkins. Two of those names are still out there. We don't know what Emory Jones and we don't know what Harold Perkins are going to do. So we'll talk about that here on the other side of this break. 104.5 ESPN.
Off the bench.
Go to Pinnacle Exterior Construction, PECbuilt.com. PECbuilt.com. I like many things. I like video games. I like collecting miniatures. I like model trains. I like all of this. But what it does mean is that I'm not very handy. But I would still love to have,
Well,
like,
I think we all know you're not very handy.
an outdoor kitchen of my dreams. 9-inch king, not to brag. I would love to have turf installed inside, maybe a pool. The point is, I don't have to build it. Any size or type of it, I go to Pinnacle. They build the spaces, I build the memories. That could be you. Take advantage of it. Go look at the online gallery, PECbuilt.com.
When you go to the website, always remember residential and commercial, home or business, they can do it all for you. What T-Bob just laid out, artificial turf is something you've been thinking about. They can give you that putting green in your backyard, PECbuilt.com.
Looking for the ultimate game day experience? Come to the Queen Casino in Baton Rouge. Wall-to-wall TVs mean you'll see every touchdown in HD. Place your bets and feel the thrill of every play with our DraftKings Sportsbook. The Queen Casino, where every moment is a win.
Gulf Coast Office Products is a nationally recognized Savin office equipment dealer based right here in Louisiana. Over 100 employees strong, Gulf Coast has the boots on the ground to support all vertical markets, from education, engineering, legal, and finance. With the latest in office technology, from desktop to production segment units, Gulf Coast and Savin have the perfect fit for you. Call 225-756-2644. That's 756-2644 for Gulf Coast Office Products.
I've been doing business with Luba for 25 years. They're dependable, trustworthy. It's just the attention to detail with our clients.
Our folks have years and years of experience. They're highly trained professionals. But many companies have that asset. What I'd like to think makes Luba a bit different is that we use those talents in a way that truly is dedicated to serving the needs of the folks who depend on us.
Dylan Cruz here to tell you about Six Rings Baseball and Softball Camp. If you live on the North Shore and play ball, go to Six Rings Camps with former LSU assistant coach Dan Canaveri. His knowledge is second to none, and your child will improve and have fun doing it. Camps were held at Coquille Park and Six Rings Academy in Covington with 4 sessions over the summer. Full day and morning only sessions are available from ages 7 to 13. Go to sixringsbaseball.com or call 985-206-9096. Learn the game to love the game.
Breck teamed up to reimagine your parks, and you imagined big. With your help, we went to work, creating 12 beautiful community parks across the parish. A family-sized water park, miles and miles of trails, and parks just for your dogs. There are more places to splash, to explore, to run wild, and even soar. You imagined, we delivered gold. Brack, your #1 park system in the nation.
When it comes to choosing energy for your family and your home, make the smart choice with natural gas. You can count on efficient and affordable natural gas to keep you comfortable and reduce your environmental impact.
You better watch out, you better not cry, you better not pout, I am telling you why. Santa Claus is coming.
Welcome in to the best morning sports-ish show around. Off the Bench with Hester and T-Bob.
Go to Accutemp of Baton Rouge, AccutempBR.com, AccutempBR.com. For all your AC, heating, and electrical needs, you want to go to Accutemp, where you're going to get that service to the highest degree, okay? And that's not just lip service. Look at the online reviews. It's, thousands of Google reviews. They have a 4.9 rating. That's not by accident, guys. The internet is a harsh critic, and yet it is decided that it loves Accutemp Baton Rouge. So any HVAC problem, maybe you're not even having problems, right? You just want to get a checkup on your systems, make sure that you avoid any kind of catastrophic issues down the road. Have Accutemp out. Explore things like the Star Club membership where you pay a monthly fee, and they stay on top of everything for you. Also, if you're in the mood for a market for a whole home generator, right? Keep you, your family, your home safe, protected during storm season. They're your experts there as well. Go to Accutemp of Baton Rouge, AccutempBR.com today.
Why? 'Cause Santa Claus is coming.
All right, welcome back into Off the Bench. Just 2 segments left for us here on a Thursday. Taylor Sharp here with you. Alondra Villarreal sitting right here to my right. You can see us. We are in the producer chairs today because Jake and T-Bob both had to leave the show a little bit early at short notice. So, look, I teased it going into break before we took that time out. I wanted to look at this mock draft, and not really NFL-based. I wanted to look at it in terms of LSU. So this was put out 2 days ago by Mike Renner of CBS Sports. Shocker, Mike Renner, first overall, he has Shedeur Sanders to the Raiders. Second overall, he has Cam Ward to the New York Giants. I don't think anyone is surprised by that. Where it gets interesting for LSU, 5th overall, Will Campbell. Campbell's first-round value, it's kind of fluctuated a little bit. We've seen him as high as, top 3, top 5 as he is here. We've seen him at the back end of the first round. For what it's worth, if you want to go look at the New Orleans Saints before we dive into LSU, they have the Saints with the 10th overall pick. They have the Saints selecting Will Johnson out of Michigan. Will Johnson, excellent cornerback, 6'2", 200 pounds, out of Michigan, probably the top corner in all of college football. I just don't know how I feel about this. I mean, you were able to trade Marshawn Lattimore because you feel so good about corner, right? Whether it's Paulson Adebo, Alante Taylor, Kool-Aid McKinstry, who you just spent a second-round pick on last year. I love Will Johnson. I feel like the Saints have a little bit bigger needs there at 10, but I don't really want to look at that either. What I want to look at is what prospect is once again not in this first-round mock draft, and it's becoming kind of a trend in these first-round mocks. There's no Emory Jones. Why is that important? Because Emory Jones has another year of eligibility remaining. What does he do? Halfway through this season, I figured Will Campbell and Emory Jones both gone, no question about it. I thought they were going to be first-round picks. Emory Jones, though, he's fallen down draft boards for one reason or another. I actually think Emory Jones has had a very solid season. But if you remember, coming out of high school, Emory Jones was an interior offensive lineman. He was projected to play guard on this team. But remember, he came in, it was Kelly's first year. We had an injury at right tackle. You had to slide Emory Jones in there in an emergency situation. He was excellent. He held on to that job, and he's never looked back, and he's been your starting right tackle for 3 years now. It's been Campbell and Jones. If Emory Jones is not a projected first-round pick, and a lot of these mocks are doing top 2 rounds, and he's not even appearing in everybody's second round. Maybe NFL teams want to see, hey, can he play that interior spot? And if you're Emory Jones, do you want to come back and do that? Do you want to come back and prove that you can play inside and be versatile? Heck, maybe they even try him at left tackle. I would prefer him to stay at guard. So what I wanted to kind of do is, let's say Emory Jones does come back. That helps your offensive line in such a big way because you're losing Miles Frazier, you're losing Garrett Dellinger, and you're losing Will Campbell. All season long, LSU fans figured, hey, DJ Chester's probably the only starter coming back. If Emory Jones can come back and take over one of those guard spots, that really opens everything up. Now, you're still going to be weak at tackle as far as experience-wise, but look at the guys you just signed, right? I mean, first name out of Kelly's mouth at his signing day press conference when asked which players can play right away. He mentioned Carius Kearns, the offensive tackle out of Arkansas. You flip Solomon Thomas on signing day. He's 6'4", he's 315. He can play guard or tackle. So you don't have the experience. You certainly have the bodies there. And let's not forget Bo Bordelon. He's been used as a big tight end, that sixth offensive lineman, if you will. They really like him. He was running with the twos in fall camp. And if you were out there at fall camp, this name I'm about to throw out to you, you saw him flash quite a bit, and it's Weston Davis. Weston Davis, he was a true freshman on this team. He didn't get a ton of play. He's redshirting. He was a five-star coming out of high school. Big kid, 6'6", 310. I mean, that's a guy that they really like at the left tackle spot. Ori Williams, who wasn't as highly recruited as Weston Davis, but look, he looked really good at fall camp. It's also hard to miss Ori Williams, 6'8", 334 pounds. So if you can get Emory Jones back, your center's there at DJ Chester, then you have one of your guard positions occupied by Emory Jones, or maybe he stays at right tackle. Either way, 2 of your 5 spots are full. But do you move DJ Chester? And you very well could, because they brought in Cohen Eccles to be a center on this football team. Has he taken a big enough jump? If he has, you could potentially move DJ Chester to center, which some people argue is his more natural spot. The point of it all, look at it if Emory Jones is gone. If Jones is gone, you got DJ Chester, you got 2 new offensive guards, you got 2 new offensive tackles. You'll have to dip into the transfer portal, but as far as the portal goes, there's not that one name out there where you're like, hey, this is a must-get guy. We got to go get him. I mean, Jordan White from Liberty's out there. Braylon Moore from Virginia Tech's out there. These are solid players, but there is no can't-miss guy in the transfer portal right now, at least right now. Again, portal's not closed yet, and then you have that late spring window. But if you can get Emory Jones back, that opens up everything else for your offensive line. Another guy I want to mention is Harold Perkins. Harold Perkins, from the time he stepped foot on campus as a freshman, everybody had really high hopes for him, and he looked great as a freshman, right? He wasn't an every-down defensive player, but you put him in on pass-rushing situations, and he was a terror to opposing quarterbacks. He had a down year last year, and, he had showed some flashes this year. Season-ending injury, he's sidelined for about half the year. Does Harold Perkins come back? I believe, even more so than Emory Jones, Harold Perkins does need to come back. And here's why. He's an excellent football player. He can impact the game in a lot of different areas. He's kind of a positionless player right now. Where do you play him? He's not quite big enough to be that every down rush defensive end. You've seen him struggle at middle linebacker. Star might be the best spot for it. He's very similar to Isaiah Simmons of Clemson. Everyone remembers Isaiah Simmons. He was a first-team All-American. He was on their national championship teams. Everybody wanted this guy coming out. Can't miss, first-round prospect. He hasn't done much in the NFL, guys, and the reason why is because a little bit less than Perkins. Perkins is kind of that middle linebacker, edge rusher hybrid. Simmons was linebacker, safety hybrid. Everybody said it doesn't matter where you play him, he's going to be good at both. Well, turned out to be the other way around. He really hasn't flashed at the NFL level because he's a little too slow to play safety. He's a little too small to play the inside linebacker spot. They tried him at nickel. He's kind of had struggles there. I kind of view Harold Perkins in the same area, at least right now, as an NFL prospect. He's an excellent college player. Harold Perkins needs to come back, find his position, find what works for him, and then you probably see him shoot up draft boards again. Because, again, when he was that freshman edge rusher, he was playing one position. Everybody was like, hey, in 2 years, this is a future first-round pick. He's a can't-miss guy. No one's saying that right now. If Perkins could come back, look, whether it's Star, I know everyone's tired of seeing him at linebacker, or whether it's that edge rusher position, he needs to find one spot and stick with it because right now he's just kind of a tweener at the NFL level. All right, look, we're going to take a timeout, our last time out of the show. When we get back, we're going to have some Ask the Bench. Right there, I just wanted to do the 2 biggest remaining names LSU's waiting for a decision on, Emory Jones and Harold Perkins. Do they come back? I think both of them need to come back, especially Harold Perkins. But we get back, we're going to wrap up this show as we do every day with a little Ask the Bench. Stay tuned.
Off the bench.
Hey, guys, I wanted to check out Main Event right here at Baton Rouge. If you're looking to have a great time, Main Event is your answer, okay? You want You want to go do some bowling, professional level bowling? We got a ton of lanes right there for you. You do a multi-level laser tag arena. Beep, 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 beep. Right there. Gravity ropes. Arcade games. Hundreds of arcade games. Delicious food with the new reworked menus, drinks, everything there. So you just want to bring the family for a good time, maybe a date night, right? That's always good for a first date. Have some fun, stuff to talk about. Or if you're a business owner, you got a team, you want to honor your team, celebrate the holidays, celebrate a milestone, we have party planners ready to go on standby for you. Go check out Main Event at Baton Rouge today.
Yeah, it can be whatever you want it to be, right? Whatever experience you're looking for, they can help you out. If it is all those things that T-Bob was talking about. And yeah, if you just want to bring the family for, dinner and games and just have a lot of fun, you can do that as well. Open late. Check out the website, mainevent.com.
There it is, the extra mile, on the border of expected and extraordinary for those willing to go further, like vans customized for work or play, with safety and tech to keep you connected, supported by a 5-star sales, service, and finance team, and backed by the 1-star you know. So go the extra mile. It's never crowded because so few have what it takes to go there. Mercedes-Benz Vans.
It's no secret. The best oysters in Baton Rouge are at Jolie Pearl Oyster Bar. Enjoy mouth-watering South Louisiana flavor and oysters from all over the country. And don't forget our nightly drink specials. Jolie Pearl Oyster Bar, located in downtown Baton Rouge.
Electricity is all around us, and our families depend on it. Every day is sparked by the power of a cold drink or a warm meal, a movie night, and a comforting light at the end of a dark hallway. From sunrise to sunset, playtime to bedtime, our team is ready to take care of your electrical needs. Even in the case of an after-hours emergency, the light in your life shines brighter with Mr. Electric.
Hey, it's Matt Moscona. For years, you've heard me tell you about Insurance Network of Louisiana, helping you find better coverage for less money. But it's not just for your home and auto. They also offer commercial properties. So, retail stores, professional offices like doctors, dentists, attorneys, clothing boutiques. Insurance Network of Louisiana can find you better coverage for less money. They service the entire state of Louisiana, and they're local. So call today at 293-0450 or lainsurance.net.
Jerry and Benny Payne began Central Plumbing Company out of their driveway in Tanglewood subdivision. 50 years later and 4 generations down the road, we continue to serve Baton Rouge and the surrounding areas for all of their plumbing needs. Residential, commercial, industrial, or hospitality, Central Plumbing is here 24/7, 365.
We want to thank our customers, family, and friends for 50 years of success.
And looking forward to 50 more.
Gulf Coast Office Products is a nationally recognized Savin office equipment dealer based right here in Louisiana. Over 100 employees strong, Gulf Coast has the boots on the ground to support all vertical markets, from education, engineering, legal, and finance. With the latest in office technology, from desktop to production segment units, Gulf Coast and Savin have the perfect fit for you. Call 225-756-2644. That's 756.
I'll have a blue Christmas without you. I'll be so blue.
Welcome back to the 9th-ranked morning sports show in America, Off the Bench.
All right, welcome back into the final segment of a Thursday edition of Off the Bench. Taylor Sharper with you. Alondra Villarreal sitting right here to my right. Jake and T-Bob both had to leave early. Jake had to catch a plane, which we are trying to figure out if he actually made that plane or not. I sent out a text message. Not sure. He didn't fly out till 11, but he was supposed to leave at 8:30. We look up at the clock. It's 8:55, and T-Bob goes, "Hey, Jake, weren't you supposed to leave like 30 minutes ago?" So we're going to find out. We hope our guy made it. He is actually headed to Army-Navy, so he'll be in our nation's capital this weekend covering the Army-Navy game. But right now, look, before we get out of here, as we do every day, let's get into a little Ask the Bench. And the first question leading straight into that was, Ask the Bench, are any of the OTB crew going to the Texas Bowl or any other bowl games? So none of us are going to the Texas Bowl as of right now. Jake, however, we'll be a little, we'll let you guys in on a little something. Jake's not going to be here for Fridays for probably the next month because he's covering so many games. So he's going to do some of the college football playoff games. He's going to do Army-Navy. He is going to do some of the bowl games. I'm not sure which ones, but he will be at a lot of those bowl games. So, yes, here's an Ask the Bench from me to Alondra. Ask the Bench, Alondra, going to look at Christmas lights. What are your thoughts on it?
Yeah, cool. It's cool, I guess. Yeah, I don't know. I don't have many thoughts on that.
So
I'm going to the zoo lights this weekend, but I'm not.
So have you ever been? I've never been to zoo lights.
No, I've never been.
So we're going, I was telling you during break, me and Victoria are going to the Burden Gardens thing. It's the lights at the LSU Ag Park or whatever. Ironically, same place we took our engagement pictures. It's a dog night, and we are going to bring Frankie out there.
That's
I'm
so cute.
sure he's going to be on his best behavior. So we are going to do that. But, you know, it's funny. We put up our Christmas lights early last week, and after they were done, Victoria goes, hey, why don't we get in the car and go look at Christmas lights around town? So we've done that like 3 times in the past like 3 or 4 weeks. And it's something we don't do a ton, but
Feels like a waste of gas.
well, I mean, we enjoy it quite a bit. And I mean, you know, Walker's a pretty small town, so we don't have to go super far.
Yeah.
Ask the Bench, favorite king cake filling?
Cream cheese. Because I'm not a big king cake person
Yeah.
because I don't like cinnamon. And the cream cheese kind of offsets the cinnamon a little bit, or like the cinnamon taste. I don't know if it's cinnamon that's in there, but it's that spice taste to it. So yeah.
Oh yeah, you're
that's
not
what I would
you're
say.
the one that doesn't like cinnamon,
No,
right?
I don't like cinnamon.
So I think a regular, plain, unfilled king cake is nothing more than a crappy cinnamon roll. However, filled king cakes to me are phenomenal. I love the strawberry cream cheese, and I like cinnamon. But for someone like you, I totally understand why you wouldn't do that. But no, I love cinnamon. I love all the cream cheese fillings. Give them all to me. Boston cream, chocolate, blueberry, you name it. I want it. All right, look, that's pretty much going to do it for today's.
Fill Tay-Tay up.
Do what?
Fill Tay-Tay up.
Is this Alondra or T-Bob sitting next to me?
know.
That was a good joke, though. I appreciate it. Look, that's pretty much going to do it for today's edition of OTB. So, first segment, a T-Bob-less first segment. We reacted to Garrett Nussmeier's decision to stay at LSU for another year. We broke down the Bill Belichick hiring and some other hirings across college football. I just dove into a mock draft. Does Emory Jones stay? Does Harold Perkins stay? We'll be back with that and a whole lot more on tomorrow's episode of OTB. It's a Friday edition. Stay tuned for that. We'll break down all the college football games and NFL games coming up here on Off the Bench.
Off the Bench.
I've been doing business with Luba for 25 years. They're dependable, trustworthy. It's just the attention to detail with our clients.
Our folks have years and years of experience. They're highly trained professionals. But many companies have that asset. What I'd like to think makes Luba a bit different is that we use those talents in a way that truly is dedicated to serving the needs of the folks who depend on us.
Dylan Cruz here to tell you about Six Rings Baseball and Softball Camp. If you live on the North Shore and play ball, go to Six Rings Camps with former LSU assistant coach Dan Canaveri. His knowledge is second to none, and your child will improve and have fun doing it. Camps were held at Coquille Park and Six Rings Academy in Covington with 4 sessions over the summer. Full day and morning only sessions are available from ages 7 to 13. Go to sixringsbaseball.com or call 985-206-9096. Learn the game to love the game.
Breck teamed up to reimagine your parks, and you imagined big. With your help, we went to work,